I'll take you for a ride on the devil's ship. I'll take you for a ride where you sink or swim. Now come with me and let this story begin.
All right, Harley, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Dude,
thank you.
I have so many fucking questions. They're going to start from comedy, actually. Did you try or are you doing fucking stand-up? Because I remember there was Ari's show, This Is Not Happening.
Yeah.
You were on one of the episodes, and when I saw it, I was like, oh, fuck, this is great.
You know that Ari show? It's so funny. This is like, I got a call and I was like, oh, you want to be on this Comedy Central thing? So at the time, like I just moved to LA. I was like, yeah, of course. I don't know what it is. And then they were like, it's going to be like, you're going to go and you're going to tell a story. And I'm like, oh, a story or stand-up? Because I've never done stand-up. And I think anyone who ever wants to do something funny or considers themselves funny daydreams about doing stand-up. And then also has all the fears of like your jokes. People are going to think your jokes are shit. And there's no denying that. You're going to have shit jokes. And like you start to panic and be like, one day I'll be brave enough to do such a thing when I'm confident in my... And so I was like, so it's not stand-up, right? And he's like, no, it's not stand-up. You're going to go and you're going to tell a story. And I was
They lied to you.
Well, because I was like, Ari Shaffir does stand. So, you know, I was like, okay, it's just a story because I can tell a story. And they're like, okay, yeah, it's just a story. So I signed up for this. And then I got there and it was like Sklar Brothers, Doug Benson, TJ Miller, Ari. And I'm like, it's fucking stand-up. I'm like, no, you're just telling a story. I'm like, yeah, you're telling a story standing up on a stage with a microphone and you have to have your beats. I'm like, I have a dumbass story. That's all I've come with. So it was like all my fears of ever doing a stand-up, which to be honest, like I fantasized about it. I'm like, it'd be so cool. You just stand there and tell the jokes.
Did it break the ice for you at least?
It did two things. It like broke the ice, but also like set me back.
Fuck.
Because like I got up there and if I watch it back and I was like good on camera at the time. I was doing Epic Meal Time.
You were confident.
I was fine on camera. But then when I watched that, I'm doing weird things. The microphone's moving away from my mouth. I'm hunched over. I don't have beats to the story. I'm like, I did my first stand-up bomb on a Comedy Central special with like 1.8 million views. And they're like, I don't know if this is for him. And I was like, bro, I didn't know though. I didn't know.
I didn't say it was for me.
Exactly. I didn't know. I was like, I wasn't ready yet. I wasn't ready. But like since then, things always happen. I'm always like, I get like high and I'm like, what a great thought. That's going to go in my stand-up note that's continued since like 2013.
Why haven't you gone back on stage?
I don't know. It's scary. You know, I never thought of the right venue because there's also like, there's an expectation. Now it's getting better because like my show's not a novelty anymore. It's not like I go places and they're like, yo, you hungry, bitch? Food guy. That doesn't
Would they
happen.
do that for a while?
Oh, for a while, people would be like, yo, gay bacon. Hey, gay bacon, right? And I'm like, yeah.
Thinking everyone's a retard.
I swear. And that's a hard thought when you yourself feel retarded. And I even saw a guy once and like, it was in Montreal and I came out of a movie and he was like, hey, food.
Bro.
Food. And I was like, yeah, bro, food.
You're like mental. Mental. It's so stupid.
But it did. I was like, okay, I got the bomb out of the way. Everyone always talks about that bomb. But like, you know.
Oh, it's going to happen again, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Right. And that's like I get sweaty. Like I'm not like confident enough in anything I've ever written down or anything like that. And then I get like, I'll smoke like 15 hash joints. And then I'll like open up my note file and it's like old European men always want you to eat good soup, but good soup always tastes like bad soup. And I was like, how high was I? And I'm like, I know there's an angle there, but I'm not going to dissect this nonsense. I feel stupid reading what I wrote based on how stoned I was last night. You know?
This could have been the best bit ever, but I don't fucking remember. And it wasn't even about soup.
It wasn't even a bit. I was like, it was a stream.
You were
of
just hungry.
Yeah.
You should. And we'll talk if you want after the show. I'll hook you up if you want to come by some just to practice.
For sure. Because you know, the thing is, people will look and they'll be like, oh, it's the bacon guy. He's going to be so funny. He has millions of views. He's going to be funny. But at least if I did something in Montreal, this isn't like I do love Montreal. People are like, I don't give a fuck about the bacon guy. In fact, I'm not going if he's going to be like, you know what I mean? Like
we have a
Montreal,
bit of a hater culture.
We do, but you know what? Like it kind of helped me a lot in my life. I would like go to places and I'd go to meetings and I'd be with my business partner, my brother, and I'd be like, okay, we're both like elementary school teachers and we're going into this business meeting and everyone's like a Hollywood shark. We got to be careful. So we're like, hey, let's just be Montreal. Yeah. And we walk in, we're like, I don't know, bro. No, I don't know about that one. Yeah, we'll circle back. We'll see what we could do, but no guarantees, bro. I'm sorry. And then we leave and we're like, oh my God, they took us seriously.
Yes, you have to
seriously. Like being from Montreal has always been like, I lived in Toronto. I loved it. But I'm so happy I'm from Montreal. I see some people in Toronto, just how they're dressed and how they move and what they do.
Mentally, there's a difference. Yeah,
absolutely. Even like coming in here and being in this room and in this pod, like I haven't been on a podcast with like Montrealers in forever, and it just feels good. It feels familiar. You know what I mean?
Familiar. That's there's a cadence to the way we do things that is similar with Montreal artists or whatever you want. Anyone doing shit like is creating stuff. But it wasn't your intention since you were teaching. You guys were just fucking around and said, let's start a YouTube channel.
Yeah, like I was teaching, but I was always like, I was never like, I want to be famous. Because I've met so many people in LA that are like, I want to be famous. What's your goal?
Every waitress.
I want to have my picture on the bus and on a billboard. And it's like, yeah,
that's not a
bitch,
goal.
For what?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
For what? You know,
multiple homicide and rapes. I'm gonna want that because I keep telling people, if you want just fame, like let's say if I was just looking for fame, I could go to fucking Saint Laurent right now. I go to Saint Laurent, whip my dick out, middle of traffic. Everyone's gonna know who I am. Is it gonna help me? Fuck all. You could be famous, but it doesn't mean that it's a good thing. Mm-hmm. You need to have a goal.
And that's exactly what happened. Was like and that's probably why I'm comfortable existing in the space I am now. Like I'll stream on Twitch sometimes.
I've seen, yeah.
And there'll be like maybe 200 people there, and people will be like, "Damn, you fell off," you know. And I'm there, and I'm like stoned as hell. I'm like, "Guess I did," but I never was like, "I'm gonna go on YouTube to be famous." I was just like, "You mean I could make a living writing jokes, being funny, and being silly with my friends?" And like, I'm going next week to Tampa to film like a Mr. Beast giveaway video with this guy Zach King, who I love.
That's the opposite of falling off.
Yeah, it's literally like I get that like Epic Mealtime was in the top 5 most subscribed channels, and I'm not gonna take away like how the success of that or anything, but like, man, life was fucking stressful then. And
that was a period in time where that was the thing. You created that. You guys had fun, success. And it's not always going to be that. Like when you're young, you like the Power Rangers. Mm-hmm. God damn it. When you're 25, I hope to God you're not like, look, man, I can't go out tonight. There's a new episode of the Power Rangers. You have to evolve. It's just the way it is. You took that. You made more success out of it. It opened doors. That's what you're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. You're not supposed to continuously just work on one thing. And on that Power Rangers comment, now it's 10 years later. It's like, no, I'm not going out. Actually, they're rebooting the Power Rangers and it's on TV tonight. Yes, that's happening.
You get to go back full circle. That's the thing. People come by all the time. I noticed your Ninja Turtles action figures and the video game posters. I'm like, oh, someone here's a fucking loser?
Yeah, okay. Me. There's many gifts there from people that come in. There's stuff that through travels, like we'll go do comedy somewhere and we'll find, like he'll find stuff at a comic book store. He's like, yeah, I'm going to get this for the studio. And we just...
I love the studio here. It's great. I have tons of like... I call them collectibles, but they're action figures or, various dolls. And I love taking pictures of them. I buy hot toys, or like we're talking about, like, to those listening, I buy like a $250 finely made, like hand painted doll of like Anakin Skywalker. And I'll like pose him like sitting down, having like a bowl of soup. Like take a picture.
No one else is doing this.
There's a whole community. It's fucked. There is.
Did you start your channel with your friends? Were those people that you knew before, or
my very best friend at the time was this guy Sterling from Montreal. We were all in the West Island. Sterling and I were partners. We had a bit of a falling out. It got ugly at one point. We've patched things up now. I mean, we're both...
After the beginning?
Oh, it started. There was like a lot of beef. We were split 50-50, like owners of it.
Okay.
And then we brought on a third partner. Is
that what soured everything?
Yeah, because then like it's one thing, and like to everyone listening at home, this is valuable information. You want to start a business with your friends? Do it. I think it's great. Working with your friends is fun. but make sure you know the boundaries before success happens. We tried to formulate the boundaries after success happened.
Oh boy.
And so me being on camera, I was, and like I'm comfortable talking about it. Like I was like, I want control. We could split all the money half all the time. We can guarantee that right now. But I want to be able to control. Like, I don't want to have a mediator come in if they're like, we're going to film epic meal time in Brazil and you're only eating cow dick. It's going to be a whole series of cow dick eatings. You got to suck cow dicks in Brazil for 24 months.
I would have done that locally.
And then I'm like, okay, this guy or whoever will decide if I'm going to do that.
I don't want that.
I'm the guy that's going to go. And also, if this all like fucks up and they're like, epic mealtime's racist and homophobic, it's only going to be my picture. He was like a no-face picture person. He was behind the scenes at the time. So that was like my stance. And he started it, so I understood his stance. We settled it. It's all handled. I talk to him these days. He's got a candle business called Wick and Skull. Oh, fuck. They make like gamer candles because gamers are disgusting fat stinker.
Yeah, they need to fucking spruce up the room.
Exactly. So he
the
makes
smell
like
of sweat and failure takes over.
My buddy Amir, Chef Atari, he was one of the chefs on Epic Mealtime, graduated high school with him. Then the other guys, Josh, Dave, Tyler, let me know, Muscles Glasses, who's Alex. These are guys that literally just Jews in Dollard. For those listening at home that aren't from Montreal, I live in like a suburb that literally everyone in this room will make fun of when I leave. It's just like, it's boring. It used to be farms and it's just filled with Jews. And for some reason, 85% of Jews that grow up in the suburbs of Montreal are like, yeah, I want to be a rapper.
Yeah, why is that?
Yeah, I don't know. Studio gangsters, all of Dollard always grew up. If you're in Dollard and you're a guy and you grew up in Dollard, 85% chance you want to be a rapper as your dream.
And at one point your name was the Hebrew Hammer.
And you like sit there like parked car smoking joints, like freestyling, and you have your friend that's like, bro, you're actually sick with it. Like, you're actually sick. You literally need to record this, bro. And this happens. I've seen this.
I know like that.
I know these guys. And I'm saying all this. It was literally me for like 4 years. Yeah. Epic Mealtime happened, and I was like, oh my God, guys, we have to make a rap song. We made a rap song.
Yo, fuck Drake. I got this.
But I don't talk to a lot of those guys.
Still?
Yeah, they're just.
Was it a falling out, or you guys just time kind of pushing?
I don't hold grudges. I really don't. So I know some people have grudges against me.
Like from your old team?
Yeah, exactly. Like I know this because like it was never said to me, but like something will come back and I'll be like, oh, that's weird. Don't care. But I'm not like a person that will be like, I fucking hate. It takes a lot. If I'm ever going to be like, bro, I hate that guy so much. They really they diddled the child. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm comfortable with him coming to the party this year. You know, like it's like really, it's got to be extreme.
And the kid was ugly. Everything about this is questionable.
So like, I mean, since then, like, you know, I talk to some of the guys or I'll text here and there. Some of them, there's just no contact. But the people that I was friends with before the show.
Still friends with.
I still talk to. Like Chef Atari, he was like my best friend going into it also. I see him all the time.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
It is weird, though, when you bring on people and then something gets so... Like, there's no way you could have... Because Epic Mealtime, for a while, was the shit. That was, like, the go-to YouTube channel that everyone was talking about. Like, can you believe it, from Montreal? So there was a lot of clout around it. It was fun. So not knowing what it could become and then seeing what... For sure, shit's going to change in relationships because people aren't expecting it. And then I'm sure if you bring on more people on board, they're probably going to be like, well, where's my piece of the pie? I should have more. It's kind of inevitable. The more you add to it, it's kind of you add too many ingredients in a cake. The more you add, the likelier it is that something's going to fuck up along the way. Yeah. It just sucks that had to happen, that happened, considering that you guys made some fucking fun shit that everyone loved. You made some good stuff for people.
Yeah. And you're right on too many ingredients. And this is just like a side note tip for some of the dudes listening. Guys, if you have a Tinder profile, say less.
Say less, yeah.
Be like, I'm pretty tall and I have a good job. I have a car. Stop talking now. Everything else you say will hurt you.
You don't need to say, I don't have a criminal record, because then they're going to wonder, why is he bringing it up?
Exactly. Who do you hang out with? And just put up 2 pictures, one of them with an open mouth smile.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, and even if you're not confident in your teeth, they just want to know the mystery's worse. So smile in a picture and shut the fuck up. That's the best advice I can give for, because I've seen girls swipe on Tinder and they'll be like, oh, he's cute. Then they'll swipe to like one where he's like holding a fish and clenching a beer bottle between his ass, and his friends love that picture, and he says like a fucking weird quote at the bottom, and then it's ruined. And it's like, you could have.
Is space the final frontier? Like, no.
Well, I'd be like, hey, it's a good question. I'm still on this.
Yeah, this guy's got something to talk about.
But yeah, it was just a lot of people. And the thing that I didn't expect to do back then was, I was like, you know, I want to act in things. I want to write stuff. I want to make people laugh. I want to like create things. I want to do stuff on camera or around cameras. I knew that I'd be a sound guy, whatever it was. I wanted to be on set. That's what I wanted to do. So I didn't expect to manage egos, let alone my own as well. And like at the time, I'm like 26. And I'm like, I'm the boss. Everyone calls me soft boss. You got to listen to me. Yeah. So like, it's my ego. It's other people's ego. And there were things where it's like, people would come up and be like, yo, like, I'm not trying to cause problems, but I had about like 3.5 minutes screen time in the last 2 months of videos, where person Y has like 7 minutes of screen time. And I have more Twitter followers. So why shouldn't I be getting more camera time? And I'd be there like, and at the time I was a control freak. So I'm the one trying to call up restaurants to set up the next video. And I'm trying to get things organized. And I'm trying to figure out like the plan, like for logistics, for traveling. And like, you know, we're all in LA. Like what are we doing?
Yeah.
And then I'd get that and I'd be like, I don't give a fuck about that at all.
Yeah. Why would that matter in the grand scheme of things?
It was something, and I understood that, but I wasn't a good leader then. If I did it now, I would talk to every person and be like, what are your motivations? What do you want from this? I never really asked, and they didn't make it clear. And as time went on, I got better. Like, you know, I filmed with my buddy Dan Harush from Montreal. And I was like, you know, like I knew his motivations. He was upfront. I was older. I was able to talk. He was like kind of like second wave generation of Epic Mealtime. He was like, I want to act. I want to write. He was already writing. He was already acting. Now he's been like on an episode of Letterkenny. He co-wrote an episode of Letterkenny. Love that show. And like he does his own shit. He's like writing things, submitting them to, like I knew his motivations. So I was able to accommodate the things that were important to him. I didn't really know that back then, but being 36 to 26 is a big fucking difference. And 26 to 20, if Epic Mealtime happened when I was 20, do you know how like racist I would have been on Vine?
Yeah, and you would have thought this is the greatest.
People would have been like, this guy is racist and homophobe, but I would have just been like a 20-year-old speaking fucking Xbox party talk. Like I wouldn't have thought about things the way I did later. And then as I do later on now, you know?
So you, at least you kind of did what you set out to do, because you did use it as a vessel to then get more in front of the camera, behind the camera, do your own stuff. So you used it properly in what your vision was, and you continue to do so. Like that was your jumping off point.
Yeah, like I know there's like varying degrees of what someone would call success, you know, like people are like, some people are just live and die by your YouTube views. We put up a YouTube video now and maybe it's like, doesn't even cross 100K, and they're like, bro, they fell off. But like at the same time, we have 1,000 videos. And I have people automated cutting up the videos and putting them up on Snapchat where we get paid, putting them up on Facebook where we get paid. So it's like, it's a machine more than that. But people live and die by viewership. And I met those YouTubers and I feel bad most of the time. Sometimes I'm just like, fuck, this person will be president. Like I look at Logan Paul, I've met him multiple times. That's like a person with an insatiable drive. No matter what, it's not enough. Like you box Floyd Mayweather and then you have to go and be in WrestleMania and like fucking wrestle Rey Mysterio. Yeah. These are next level things, you know? Yeah. Getting canceled and then bringing it back like on national TV. Like he's doing all these things. He did come
back from canceling because of the Japanese forest thing.
Yeah, big time, big time. Like he bit bigger than ever. And I see all that and I'm like, this is a guy that needs to run for president. And should he ever run for president and be president, what are you going to do then? You're the most powerful man in the world, maybe. What is it?
What's after?
Yeah. That's why I like to take 300 milligrams of THC edibles, sit on the couch and have like one TV, playing nonsense YouTube, and the other TV is playing nonsense video games.
I'm vice president of this house.
I mean, exactly. Like, I'm fucking supreme leader of the house, you know? Vice president's one of my dogs. You know,
How many dogs you got?
I have 2. Okay. Both little idiots, Tussie and Goro. They're like actually like little dumb mutant dogs. Like most girls would see these dogs and be like turned off that I have them.
Really?
Yeah, they're
bad?
little and weird. Or they think the dogs are cute.
I love dogs, bro. I go crazy. I have my dog in love with her.
What kind of dog is this?
She's half Yorkie. She got all kinds of mix.
Oh, I have a Yorkie and a Chihuahua.
They're the best.
Yeah. What's her name?
Adorable. Shiva.
Yeah. That's so funny.
It was the name they had given her because I got her from the SPCA. They were going to kill her.
Oh, I thought it was a Mortal Kombat reference. My dog.
For me, it was when I heard it.
Goro, so.
But that's why when I heard it, I was like, well, I'll keep it because fucking Shiva from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
So I didn't mind, and that's what they were calling her. But if I didn't adopt her, they were going to euthanize her. And I felt fucking terrible. And I didn't know anything about dogs.
Yeah.
And then it turned into the best decision I ever made.
So you're like, I don't know anything about dogs. It's like, you know everything about dogs, actually. Since you're 7.
Yeah, that's exactly
you
what
know
it is.
Everything
Yeah.
about that.
You know
Even a 7-year-old can take care of a dog, really. Like, at the end of the day, just walk it and give it the food. And
give it some love, be nice to it.
Exactly.
As long as you're not a psychopath that has no empathy. Like I know people that do not belong around dogs. They're too aggressive. They're too negative. A dog doesn't need that shit. A dog needs someone with empathy, and the dog becomes amazing.
People that don't like dogs,
I question them.
me.
But I use that as a test sometimes.
It's a perfect litmus test.
And if someone says something like, fucking dogs, I'm like, oh, well, fuck this guy.
Or even if someone's like, I don't like little dogs. I like big dogs. I'm like, liar.
Yeah.
Liar. If you really like big dogs, you like little dogs.
Yeah, you like all dogs.
Little dogs are just little big dogs.
Dude, I've seen dogs the size of horses. You know these big fucking furry ass dogs like little bears?
Yeah.
And then you pet them, they're like babies.
I love dogs. I really do.
Yeah, dogs are the shit.
On that case, and on that note, I'd like to make a hot take.
Tell me.
I love all dogs. I do. I love all creatures. But I do dabble in watching pit bulls get the business. Like pit bulls that are like, they get aggressive.
Yeah.
And then like I've been on a subreddit and I got caught up there. Now I get notifications when a new one comes up.
Okay.
It's like a pit bull like running at a bison. Barking at a bison.
That's not gonna end well.
And they're like, Terry, stop, Terry, no. And the dog's like, run. And he's like, Pitbull. He's like, fuck this animal up. And he like runs at the bison and the bison like knocks him.
Yeah.
And the Pitbull goes up like 10 feet and does like double back. If that happened to a wolf or a dog, I'd be like, oh my God, I put your dog on a leash. This dog, I'm like, oh fuck.
You're gonna get it. Yeah, you learned today.
Today.
Oh, right away videos come up.
Yeah, pull it up.
This one, the first one?
Yeah, that's the one. Let's see if my impression, if his dog's name is Terry. I don't even remember what the dog's name.
God damn, dude. That's a full-on bison.
Just a second.
You don't even need the sound anyways. This is
Yeah, I just want to put it up for people. That's all.
that's Bison. I
See
love
this one.
Pitbulls. He's like, I'm gonna fuck him up.
How do you not see that this won't end well?
And he goes, it's on site. Look, he runs out on site.
Oh, bro. I love that. He's like, no. Sorry, I thought you were someone else.
Yeah, he's come back. He's like, we were going anyways. We're going for a walk. Let's get out of here. This
He
place
didn't
is
steal
weird.
your sandals. That was someone else. I made a mistake. I'm very sorry. These motherfuckers.
Yeah, but I love that, like, honestly, the Pitbull, like, it's on site. He came out. He's like, you? The alpha?
Yeah, they got
Here? Nah, me. And then he gets smoked, and he's like, "Okay, let's go."
This
guy's-
the way.
he's good, he's
this
good.
guy, he's good. He's good. We talked it over. That's what he is. But so when did you decide to be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm doing shit myself. Because you started doing a lot of solo stuff. What was the trigger?
I think, like, I remember, like, the 4th episode, Epic Mealtime was popular, and I would go out, and people called me Epic Mealtime, like, in Montreal. So I remember we did an episode, and I was like, I said something. I was like, well, I'm Harley Morenstein. Welcome to Epic Mealtime. And it was like the air got sucked out of the room. Like, everyone was like, you're going to say your name? Early on, everyone's main concern was like, and I didn't think this. I really didn't. And people thought this. And I could imagine if it wasn't my thing, people would push other people but people were like, you're the star, bro. You don't need the food. You don't need any of this. You don't need those guys. You could do whatever, man. People are falling. People would be, and people like fed the ego. But I really did believe in the idea a lot. And I know other guys for a fact, people were like, you don't need to do this. They're like, you can cook stuff on your own. Go cook stuff on your own. They're like, you're funny anyways. Why don't you go do that? This is a good time to launch a rap career. Whatever it was, people got fed by their friends and family.
Yeah.
Like, you're good. You don't need this. You don't need to play by these rules. I really did believe in the idea. So early on, the fear was that I would leave and go do something, and then what will everyone do? Which was never going to happen. But that was the thought. So it took like once, a couple of the guys, they left. They wrote a mean article being like, yeah, Harley was greedy.
They wrote an article about you?
Yeah, early on. It was so weird. And like,
where? Like on Reddit they put it?
It was like on some, like a YouTube news website. But YouTube drama wasn't big back then, so it didn't catch. But like two of the guys were like, yeah, he's mean. He like, yeah, it's cool that he pays us, but he expects us to come in and work like every week. It was literally something like that. It was like weird.
You're getting paid.
It was so weird. It was, and I look back and those guys they were 22 at the time, and I think back, I'm like, damn, if I were a better leader, like one of those guys was Muscles Glasses. Like,
what happened to that guy? He was.
I heard he lives in the woods in Texas. Like he bounced. He does his own thing.
All right, so things went well for him.
Yeah, so I thought like this guy would have made a killing if he just trusted what we were doing, if he trusted the process. But like at the time, if you Googled like epic mealtime value, be like epic mealtime's worth $6 million, and they're looking at me, they're like, you got $6 million? I'm like, bro, I live in my fucking mom's house on West Park. I'm drive a Sentra.
Yeah, who told you?
That's not what we have. Like no one's rich here. So chill. And if someone does get rich here, me first. Yeah. So relax. But like
and you'll know it.
Yeah. It was like very it was just I wasn't a good leader to tell them like to hang on or to sort it out. But
or close guys, just
exactly. Yeah. But like, yeah, so they bounced. Some people just I think they left a bit too early for it. I think they wanted to do their own thing. They were eager because like those first 3-4 years, they were long, I guess, They were long and weird for me too. They were just, but at least like, I guess I'm in the driver's seat, what's up. When you're in the backseat, you're like, how long until we get there? You don't know.
Yeah.
So, and I understand that people were like, oh, you don't need this. You could do it yourself. So I heard that, but I was never going to abandon the idea. I still don't. I'm fucking 36, like in my kitchen. Harvey's calls me up. They're like, "You want to do an episode on Harvey's?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like, dust off the cooking pots. Here comes the sauce boss. And like, I'll do another one because like I'm inspired, or there's a job, or something comes up. But yeah.
And can you get the crew back together? You think?
There's a couple people I don't want to.
Okay.
Like that.
It's never gonna work.
Like I would like to see them, and I'd be so happy if I saw them. I'd give them a hug and all that. But I don't need that. It's not a thing I want to do. You know what I mean? I've put myself out there before to everyone. When we did the 5-year anniversary, I kind of like put myself out there to everyone that left or whatever. And some responded quite well. Some didn't respond quite well. And I was just like, oh, fuck it. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, even after that, like you trying to extend the olive branch.
Yeah. And I like started to do vlogs and stuff when, after that generation kind of left and I was working with some new guys, I noticed that the day-to-day was funny. So I started to vlog it because like, what's the life? And then I stopped vlogging. I started doing Twitch streaming. And Twitch streaming ended up being so huge for me because Facebook signed me. They were like, oh, you stream on Twitch. Sign exclusively on Facebook. You have to do 40 to 80 hours a month streaming. And we pay you X amount of dollars. And it ended up being like one of the best jobs I've ever had. Like, because I love gaming and what they were guaranteeing me was like really crazy. And it was just weird things like that. Or like Vine. I did Vine on the side. And then my biggest payday that I ever got was on Vine to shave my beard in a Vine with Schick. And some of these things were just like, they weren't the goal. Like Epic Mealtime was the goal, but this was just a side thing that happened. And it worked out. And the space is just so weird. Sometimes there's like a drought, nothing's happened. And then other times it's just like, oh, here are like a bunch of deals or here's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I boxed recently.
Yeah, Alex was telling me.
Yeah, I did. And the reason why I was thinking about it is because like I came out dressed like Big Boss from Snakes.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I came out to to a song that's on the soundtrack, and I like wore like a poncho, like a stealth poncho.
Did you beat the shit out of this guy?
Yeah,
Good.
I did.
Good.
I was more trained. I was 60 pounds heavier and like 4 inches taller. So as long as you're smaller than me.
You think this is going to deter from the victory? It does not. It makes me even happier.
I literally tell people that are going to box now, I'm like, don't get yourself a hard opponent. No one cares.
Yeah,
I literally beat up someone smaller than me. People only talk about the W.
Exactly.
No one's like, why'd you hurt him? Everyone's like, yeah, you fucked his ass up. And I was like, yeah.
Good. He stepped in there. That's what you get.
You're shorter than me. You're trained less than me. You're weaker than me. I will beat you.
Yeah.
But I did that, and that was like such a trip because I was like, man, this fucking YouTube space is weird. We're out here fighting for clout. It's pathetic. Like some sort of
I never got the fighting.
Schlubby gladiator thing going on where like, you know, the career is about to die. Get in the ring and fight. Let's see if you get something going on.
I never got the YouTube drop because we're on YouTube, but that's just like an extra. I just have the video in case someone wants to watch the videos. Podcasting is still predominantly an audio medium, but I still never, so I don't consider myself a YouTuber in the sense that I don't do stuff specifically for YouTube, but I don't get the rivalry, you know, people keep scrapping it and like, this guy's got drama with him. Like, what is happening? You're all strangers who are making videos. You could get along, collaborate. Why are you fighting with some guy you never met?
My guilty pleasure, and my friends hate it. They'll come over, they'll be like, none of this YouTube bullshit, is I love YouTube drama.
You love to watch it, but you're not starting it.
Pathetic. And I never
where does
did
it come from?
I never
That's what
did
I'm
the
saying.
drama. And I think a lot of people that like kind of crossed me in the past.
Oh, is that you kicking ass?
Yeah, the people that crossed me in the past, I think they wanted me to, yeah, that's the guy I fought.
You beat up that guy?
Yeah, I tweeted, I said, I want to box a worthy opponent. Mom, we have a worthy opponent at home. The worthy opponent at home.
Oh, no, bro, poor guy.
Yeah.
God.
He's a bit beefier than that now. But the people that like had crossed me in the past, I think they expected me to lean into the drama because like I would get mad or I would react. And I think the expectation of how I would react sometimes made people do something. But I was always like, I don't do the drama thing. Like I never was open about breakups with girlfriends or beef that I had with people. Like I don't want any of that shit. It's stupid. But if you're going to do it, fuck yeah.
I'll watch it.
I don't want to throw shit with you guys. But if you guys want to throw shit at each other, I'll go behind the glass and watch gladly. So I loved the YouTube drama. I like watching. But that boxing match that we did, the only reason why I did it was it wasn't chasing a bag. I think the YouTubers that want to box and like, they're like, I'm going to do it for the bag. And they like become this weird, it's just like YouTubers that become rappers. It's like they convince themselves they're a thing and then they do all the things that
thing should do.
Yeah, like they come out like they think they're like real boxers and the way that they do it and they kind of like step on the toes of the industry a little bit. So I never wanted to do that.
The polls for the record though, I don't want to. I mean, they look like real fucking like they're actually training. Even the young one, Jake Paul.
Yeah, you can't say anything.
You can't say anything. Like the guy.
I don't think you can say anything now.
He's actually working his ass off.
You should beat up Jake Paul. I'm like, bro, I'm way bigger than Jake Paul. He'll probably fuck me up too.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Bad look.
No, but he knows. Like he's dedicated. Yeah. In the beginning, it felt like a gimmick. I can't lie and say that they didn't put in work. Mm-hmm. First of all, just Logan Paul surviving against Floyd Mayweather is an accomplishment in itself.
You literally, you can only best that or be on that level if you go to WrestleMania and beat Rey Mysterio.
Which is fun.
And now you have to be president.
Yeah, he's living his best life.
Let us know when you're president. Until then, I don't know.
He might be.
I think that's a person that will run for president. And I wouldn't even, like these days, I wouldn't even be mad. I'm like I'm so tired of fucking every dumbass out there.
Give us something new.
I don't even care. Like, you know, I don't care if they're like I watch every single person that's been president wants to be president in the running. I watch and I'm like, just like, oh fuck, we're
screwed.
We're so fucked, eh?
Oh, we're gonna be fucked for a while.
I'm off it. I don't even care.
Well, we had a conversation about this. I said I can't take it anymore because there's anyone trying to be prime minister, president, where I don't like.
Yeah.
There's something about them. They'll say one good thing, and then you look into it, you're like, this guy's a fucking douchebag.
Yeah.
It's not someone I would ever hang out with. Mm-hmm. And they're going to run the country.
Because they're not real people.
They're not real people.
Yeah. And I'm also tired of like old motherfuckers. I look at the president of the U.S., the one before, and this one now.
94.
And I was like, bro, you guys are so old. Even if you fuck this planet up, you're not even on it long enough to care.
You might die next week.
Why don't we get someone that is going to have to live on their planet for decades after? They'll probably make better decisions day to day. You know?
Get someone like a brain surgeon. Get someone who has qualifications. A lot of these people never worked a real job in their life. They've been career politicians.
Yeah.
And I know it's not a real job.
No, I know.
It's not a real job. That's not a real fucking job.
Yeah, I would never fight. Even if people are like, streaming on Twitch is hard work. I'll be like, yeah, but it's not a real job.
Yeah, it's
For sure,
hard work, but I shouldn't be president because of it.
Yeah, and like sometimes you don't want to do it, but it's not hard work. Like it's
fun
not.
Work.
It's not exactly. It's not the same thing. It's not. And people are like, being YouTubers fucking hard and taxing their mental health. Yeah. I know. But it's not a real job.
But that's the thing. So it goes back. You know what you said about, oh, this guy, he's fallen off or whatever. This is why I think it depends on your definition of it. Because to me, being able to go on Twitch, to make a living being happy, having fun, that's my definition of made it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like falling off would be, yeah, I saw fucking Harley, a Canadian Tire right now because everything else didn't work. It's like, oh, fuck, you had a chance and he fucked it up. But goddamn it, Twitch, recording stuff, writing, doing your own fucking thing, that's making it. That's you being happy because you made your life the way you wanted to make it. To me, that's what making it is.
And you guys tour, right?
Yeah, we have a stand-up.
How fucking hard is tour life? Like, that's not easy traveling, right? So you guys are fucking
I'm the only
dead.
one that complains, bro. Oh,
really? And then you got to go and like, you got to be funny. And you're like, bro, last 2 days have sucked. And I got to go be the funniest person in the room.
I'm lucky. I'm lucky because right now, like the main tour focus was Mike's tour, Mike Ward. So it's been Noir. So I'm getting to be with my friends. It's me, Mike, Preach, Poseidon. We're just having a great time. So there's an added benefit that you don't get when you're alone. When you're alone, it's just you and your opener. If you're going too far, if it's a shitty town or whatever, sometimes it could affect you. The good thing about this is no matter how far, we'll leave for like a week or a week and a half, depending on where we're going, you can't help but have fun. Like me and Mike are bullying Poseidon or something. You know, we're just fucking around.
For sneezing on everyone?
Yeah, for sneezing on everyone. Exactly. That motherfucker. He knows. So there's so much. This motherfucker.
Yeah, it's like the sun did it. It's the sun.
Yeah, the sun. Yeah, it's the light. Yeah,
also.
Yeah.
And also, I was listening. I thought it was very Montreal, and I was like, "Oh, I'm excited to go on the podcast because it's like you sneezed or whatever, and you're like, blah, and then it's like, bro, are you okay?" And he's like, "Bro, what? People sneeze."
Oh, bro.
That's the most Montreal response.
When I cut, because I'm leaving for 2 weeks. When I get back, you're gonna come with me and Mike on 2 drink minimum.
Yeah.
Dude, you're this is gonna be hilarious. Yeah, you're gonna come on 2 drink minimum. You're gonna fit right in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Oh yeah, you're gonna fit right in, bro. But yeah, so it's fun. There's the advantage of when you're with your homies and everyone's getting along. It takes some of the burden off. But god damn it, it's not like the tour life is not what you see in movies and rock and roll in the 80s and shit. It's fucking tiring. The 8 hours here, 4 hours there. You jump from one time. It's fucking tiring. But if you have the good like support system around you, you have a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's what the support system comes down to everything. Even like being a YouTuber, like my mom was like handling my merchandise and she's great at it, you know.
And she's not gonna fuck you over.
Exactly. My brothers, my partner, my cousin's my partner, you know, like I'm like working with my best friends. That's good. Then there's other YouTubers that are like their family hates them or they think YouTube is stupid and like that's hard.
Yeah, that must
be
fucked up.
Because no support system, like whatever it is that you do, the support system is going to go a long way for sure.
Yeah, and we like I know like I get a lot of lucky breaks. Just Mike is for me is a huge lucky break because he's been through it all. He's the biggest comedian in the country, one of the biggest in the world. So if I need advice and he's not gonna fuck me over, I'm gonna go to him, and he'll know fucking. It's weird because he'll know stuff about business that you'd think a comic, but he's been through it all.
Yeah,
so like no, talk to this guy. Do this. No, this is better. No, don't do that because of this. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I didn't even see that coming. He's like, yeah, because I've already made that mistake.
That goes a long way.
Yeah.
I did, when I went into boxing, it was like I got a contract and I was like, this is the ugliest contract I've ever seen in my life. And my coach was like, that's a great boxing contract. He's like, boxing is different. You're not being booked as a YouTuber or whatever or an entertainer. You're being booked as a boxer
with no record.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so it was like it was different. I did that though because it was for charity, and then it ended up raising like $1.5 million.
You did good, bro.
Events and stuff. Yeah, it all worked out, and like that was a nice angle to do the boxing, but not do it like how Like, not think I was something I wasn't, you know? And I think I brought a lot of like 90s wrestling vibes to it also.
Well, what you told me, yeah.
Yeah, I did I had like a post-fight call out, like the press conference. I played it up as a heel. I insulted that dude's fans. They like to draw themselves as dogs, like fucking other dogs, like, you know, the type.
Do they really do that, or did you say they do that?
No, they like that. They draw like dogs with like tits and boners and stuff.
What are these mental patients that you're dealing with?
Yeah, well, that was funny because like that's the shit that I was saying, and there's like a whole circle of people being like, "Let's not kink shame." I'm like, bro, you could do everything you want. Stick that in my ass.
Yeah, I'm gonna
shame you. Stick that in my ass. Let's just leave the dogs out of it. Let's leave the dogs out.
So they draw themselves as dogs. So it's like a dog body in their faces.
Yeah, it's like their fursona, their alternate fursona, and like they have like a name. They're like, oh, in real life, I'm Donnie, and I like watching YouTube. But in the drawing world, my name's Clyde, and I'm a German Shepherd police officer, and I'm gonna fuck your ass or whatever. I made all that up, but
I shouldn't say it, but fuck these people. This is they need to be in a cage.
That's what gets them off.
Yeah, with other dogs, right?
Like put them in a cage. They get in the cage like,
yeah. Give them some crayons, some paper. They're gonna draw each other fucking themselves. This is crazy, but fun. I like that people like this. You know why? Because it's harmless. I don't mind that kind of stuff.
Yeah, same here. You're born in 1986.
Yeah,
we know very well what it's like being in high school in the 90s. Doing that one weird thing you like to do, or that one thing that maybe you did with your friends who are out of town and they're not here now and no one at your school does that.
Yeah, they don't get it.
You wore that shirt brand or whatever. Like you did the wrong move in high school in our day. And it's like, you motherfucker, you're the weirdest fucking thing. Like so people would destroy you. Now people are like, I want to draw myself as a dog and paint my fingernails before sticking them up my ass. Everyone at school's like, yeah, we follow 1,000 people on Instagram that do that, bro. You're not special.
Yeah, there's nothing weird about you.
Exactly. There's nothing weird anymore. There's nothing special anymore. Everyone has a place. And that's kind of cool. I do like that. It's the one thing that I like, that I'm like, you know, that's nice about growing up. And I was a teacher before I did Epic Mealtime, and I remember this, like, he wasn't out or anything, but he was very much a gay guy. For sure. The student, 11th grade, so like 17, something
still
like
young,
that. Yeah. And they were there, and he kind of like bumped his chair and the kid behind him, and that kid was like, watch it, fag. And the entire class was like, yo, what? And like rolled on his ass before I even did anything.
They beat up the gay kid?
No. That's literally, that's nice. That's hard.
He said, watch it. They just jumped in the guy, didn't do anything. Yeah.
Everyone like rolled on that dude. And they're like, you fucking don't ever say that shit. And they were like, just like railing him. And I was like, damn, things are different. Good.
Yeah, things are very
different. When
I
was in high school, it's like someone would call someone else gay as a slur. And like no one would get involved or say anything or think anything. Now it's like also like things are so open. You just realize how many more gay people are around day to day.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, it's like, I was like, whoa, there was no gay people. Well, there was, just no one was comfortable being gay.
Now you kept calling everyone gay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now it's like, it's different. People are comfortable. People have their places and their spaces and their role models, you know. And I know I made it talking about, you know, gay people, but it literally could be any single. I'm fucking sitting here collecting dolls, posting pictures of them, and like in any other scenario, it'd be like, it's fucking weird, bro. And it's like, yeah, is it? Well, look at these people who I'm in a forum with right now. We're all doing it,
dude. Logan Paul Logan's the older one. Still collects Pokemon cards, wears them, right? And there's no epitome, like there's no way to say that he has not reached a level of success. He gets chicks. Anything you want, he's got. So it's not associated to fuckery. It's just associated to what you like. I find this fun. I'm collecting it. I got it. It doesn't make him a loser.
Yeah,
that's what everyone has their own little things.
You must have played Pokemon collecting.
I never play. I collected a bit when it came out for the first year. I was just getting into high school, and then I never started to play the game because my friends never played it. Like I had some friends that collected it, so I never got into it. I love the Game Boy games.
Okay, because you're 86. I'm 85, and I know that like
I knew how to play Magic. I learned how to play Magic.
I was at that line 85, where like I just got into high school and like Pokemon was like 6th grade elementary, and I was like,
I was still in elementary when it came out. Yeah.
I was like, Pokemon, can't worry about that. I got to get a hand job now. So I was like, I was just getting into I need a hand job realm. I left Pokemon behind. Exactly. So I played like my first Pokemon game like 4 years ago. And I was like,
if it
it's
has
great.
the same impact.
No, it doesn't. I was like, it's great. I see it. I could see what people liked.
I loved it when I was a kid, but then same thing, like first or second year of high school, because it was right at the edge. Oh, there's looking. Yeah, that started to kind of. I think it is the second you start discovering blowjobs or hand jobs, that everything else fucking goes by the wayside for years. Yeah. And then once you get some success, you're an adult, then you go back to your old stuff. I love games. I love this. But you leave them for a while just to bang.
And I got to say, it's funny to point it out, even like when you're like discover blowjobs, like guys, we're talking about 1997 over here. You didn't have videos or pictures of blowjobs. If someone had a picture printed from a magazine of a penis in a mouth, that was ultimate currency.
Yeah, it's not the way it is now.
It was like, yo, can I borrow the little scrap of paper you have from that magazine with the penises in the mouth? Can I use that? I'm going to jerk off to that for 14 weeks.
It was so different.
There was nothing. No one jerked off at their computer. You wouldn't do that. You like click on an image.
Take 4 fucking days to download.
And then it's there, and like your computer is like, bing, ding, ding, ding. You can't hear fucking mom walking downstairs.
People are yelling, I'm trying to use the phone.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, whenever someone picked up the phone, you heard their voice through the computer. So
you're hearing your mom's voice through the computer while there's a naked lady.
Yeah, bath time.
No, that's too fucked up. Yeah, it was a different time. Yeah. I think that's fucked up though. I think the mystery and the discovery is a fun part of adolescence that has been removed from kids now. Mm-hmm. I don't think that having everything readily available is the right thing either, because I feel like there's some kind of stunt in it fucks up your growth somehow. Because I think the adventure and the mystery and the effort added something to us growing up. Mm-hmm. Now just getting stuff, it'll make you kind of like those rats, when they do those experiments.
Yeah.
The ones that just get you every time they tap, they get lazy and they don't care anymore. That's what we're turning into. Yeah,
absolutely. I feel like I have so many things available to me. And I was fortunate during pandemic that I had already begun to take a year off YouTube, and I was just streaming. So my only responsibility was streaming. And I had a place, and I was in Toronto. So there was like tons of places, Uber Eats available. I literally grew to 311 pounds. Now I'm 260. Doesn't matter. Even if it was 36 years, 311 pounds, too much.
No, but if you did that within a year, that's a lot.
It was, I was probably gaining like 20 pounds a year.
Consistently.
But then pandemic happened, and it may have been like, I think I did like 30 pounds first year, 30 pounds. So it's like 60 pounds in 2 years. It was really bad, but everything was available to me. It was like easy. Yeah. Like anything. And like, I just realized, I'm like, there's no reason for me to go out unless I get off my ass and do it. And that's why I ended up doing the boxing match also.
It was an excuse.
I was like, I was going to fight someone much bigger at the time. And I was like, oh, he's going to beat the shit out of me. Like, I'm going to have my nose broken if I don't figure this out. Like, I'm going to like pull my shoulder if I don't make it happen. So I started doing the boxing and stuff, and that helped me lose weight. Now I'm like 45 pounds less than then.
And you feel good.
I feel great, and I'm still a fat me. Like, I got tits, and like I got a line on my tummy that's sweating right now.
I'm still fat me too, and I lost 100 pounds in a year.
Really? Yeah. Fucking crazy. Doing what?
I cut off carbs, sugar, and started exercising.
Blessed being a man. White men. I'm joking. Is like you go and you do that. You cut off sugar, and you lose 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Like you have like if my mom did that at her age, like she's like for a year she's losing like 9 pounds.
Yeah, we're lucky. I'm in that little age where I can do shit like that. That's why I was nervous, because I was at 320, and now
320.
Yeah, and now I'm what was I last time I weighed? 228, 230, 229. I think some shit like that.
Shit like your ankles and knees hurt, eh?
Now?
No, 320.
Oh yeah, dude, everything was creaking.
When I was 310, like I was like, and people listening at home, I don't know if you understand. I don't know if you were as fat as we were. we're like break a motherfucking toilet bowl fat.
Oh yeah.
Like you could sit on a toilet bowl and break that shit.
I broke stuff. Yeah. There was stuff,
everything.
Even these chairs. Well, these are new chairs. The old ones between me and him together, there was too much weight.
Yeah.
We're breaking them.
Anything at IKEA. No.
Oh,
I break
done.
everything at IKEA. Some things like some steps were like fucking popsicle sticks to me. Like, yeah, when you're a big boy, like things different. We move different. I learned to like sit down on couches very softly.
Yeah, he hasn't learned that
my
yet.
buddy's couch. Yeah, you can't plop on the couch. There's a dog under there. You crush him. Like there's so many things that are bad. Just like I know there was a lot of false starts for me. Like, now's the time I'm going to get fit. Now's the time. I don't know if you had that. But
I did, yeah.
Many times I'm like, this is the time. And then 4 days later, you're fucking up. And someone's like, why? You're like, I did well for 3 days. Let me.
Yeah, that was the excuse.
Yeah.
And then something clicked and I stopped. I said, there are no more excuses.
Yeah.
And then I would just be strong. I'd be backstage and, there's catering.
Yeah.
So,
and I love catering. I love snacks.
Dude, it's anything you want.
Snacks. Yeah.
I've had there's sometimes like, man, I didn't even know that chocolate existed.
Yeah. So you like chocolate.
Anything
means like gummies.
Oh, bro,
like
they have all that shit
fruit
backstage.
Snacks and shit. I'll bang out like 15 bags of that.
Dude,
and
they have
like,
they'll have even those bags of those fucking fruit snacks.
Yeah.
And
you're
then
like, I had 300 grams of sugar just now.
in 14 seconds. So then
I'm unhappy. It didn't feel like good or anything. It made me hungry for dinner.
And it was just, you were doing it like by instinct. And then there was something that clicked and I was like, I could control myself. It's there. He'd be with me. He's like, I don't know how you're controlling yourself. I'd be like, I don't want any of this shit. I've eaten. I don't need this.
Yeah.
And I started to get really strict. And then I started to, it took a month and a half. It takes about a month and a half of consistency till you start actually physically seeing. Once you start physically seeing yourself get smaller.
That's when it helps, right?
Because then you're motivated. You know it works.
I tell people, I always like whenever I see someone go and train with like a trainer or something and it's like their first day and they're so fat and gross and sweaty. You're all disgusting, fat motherfuckers, me
Sons
too.
of bitches.
And like they'll have them do crab walk or some shit. Like walk. And I'm like, bro, this guy's wrists and ankles. Don't make him do that. Like if you're a dude and you want to feel better, go to the gym and work out your biceps and go home and touch your biceps, feel how strong they got. Go and do squats, feel how strong your legs are.
Dude.
When you feel your muscles coming in, you'll start to want to get more muscle and then everything else will follow. It'll follow. Like you'll try and eat the protein for your muscles and like I'm just like if like what helped me was literally going like I didn't notice this getting smaller at first. I was just like, oh, I'm getting stronger, eh? Look at me, I'll fuck someone up. I'm like still
this,
fat in the mirror, like fucking butt punching in the mirror. My tits are shaking, but I was able to focus on some things that were getting better, and that helped me. So I was just like, like to anyone, it's like just like go do some light weights. Feel your muscles activate a little bit. Some people are like, I'm so fat now I'm going to stop. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to run for 2 hours and then run for 2 hours. And the next day they're like, I'm not going back there.
No, you got to like it. You start enjoying it. I liked breaking that sweat, just feeling like I'm pushing I like to jog. I like cardio. I like playing ball hockey. So that the cardio was never the issue. It was the diet. That was always I love eating. I'm a Greek guy.
Sleep.
I fucking love. I'll eat, sleep. There's no time limit for me to eat. So that's what was ruining me.
Yeah, and I love that you like playing ball hockey. You should up, be like, boys, I'm not the goalie anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Step aside, son. I'm running. So it feels so good to like I feel lighter on my feet. It feels great. Same thing on stage. I noticed I have more confidence.
Yeah.
Now because I feel good about myself.
What's funny is like having me being like decent size to then getting fat, and then I got fit at one point, and then I got fat again, and now I'm on my.
But now you know
way
it's
back.
possible.
It's
so now
also,
you're coming back. Yeah.
And I also know that like people treat you very differently when you're fat.
Yep.
You could be telling someone something valuable that you know, and like you're talking to them and they're like, blah, 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 fatty. Why don't you fucking control yourself before you talk to me about anything? Like that literally happens. Like I used to talk to people and I'd be like, and as I'm talking, I'm just like, they just think I'm a fat ass.
Yeah.
Right now. So I'm going to just shut up.
Everything I say is masked with this gravy. That's all they see. They just see gravy.
I was just in Greece.
How'd you like it?
What's like so stupid is coming back from Greece and be like, Greece is beautiful. It's like, yeah, you fucking
we know
idiot.
that,
we all know that. So like,
did you enjoy it? You relaxed a bit?
Such a trope. I've been to like, Ireland, Israel, England, Japan. I've been to quite a few.
Japan, I want to go.
Greece is fucking amazing.
I'm leaving on Friday.
Loved Greece so much. I've been talking about it so much since I've been back. And I had a list of food. I was like, I hit up my buddy. You must know of Andy Milanakis.
Oh, yeah.
I hit him up and I was like, I need a list of food. I want that real shit. So I would go to Greek restaurants where like it's not written in English. I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, that's an alpha and that's a sigma. I know what
this is.
And I was like, I was giving them my phone and the waiters were like, nice. And I want to read some of these up to you if you know any of these. Kakavia.
Okay.
Kolokithokeftesis.
Oh, kolokithokeftesis, yeah.
Revithada.
Revithia.
Bugatsa.
Bugatsa is the best dessert, bro.
With a milka.
Did you have bugatsa when you were there?
The thing is, I know I didn't because I didn't get a lot of desserts. But a lot of times I don't know what I had because they'd look at
Galactobouriko and bugatsa are my two favorite Greek desserts.
What was the other one?
Galactobouriko.
Oh yeah, that was on my list. That's what I was looking for. I didn't get to try it.
I haven't had it in like a year and a half now because of the diet, but when I'm in Greece, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, so I had this whole, and I would show it to these guys and they were like, nice.
Yeah, you're not just asking for fucking souvlaki and burgers.
Exactly. That was like my mom and dad. They would get that. I would take a bite. I'd be like, yes, it's amazing. It's literally the best souvlaki I've ever had.
However.
Now, octopus, please.
Where'd you go in Greece?
I went to Santorini.
Beautiful.
Which like I loved. And I even
super expensive though, right?
Well, I went on like a cruise.
Okay.
So we just like everywhere I went was a tourist area that was like you were just getting destroyed.
Yeah.
So I'd look for like the Greekest dude, and I'm like, bro, take me away. That's like, and since then, you know what a weeaboo is?
A weeaboo? No.
A weeaboo is like, you know what they are when I describe them? They're like nerdy, weird white kids that are obsessed with like Japanese culture.
Oh, and like, I didn't know there was a name for them.
Yeah, and they're like, they only speak in anime. They love anime.
Oh, like those girls I see in the videos they do on YouTube, not on YouTube, on Twitch, and they go,
they wear like colored wigs and stuff. And they just want to be Japanese so bad.
What do they call them?
Weeaboo.
Weeaboo. That's white people who
are like want to be Japanese.
Not even Japanese, like anime.
Yeah, they want to be like exactly.
Like those characters in the cartoons.
Exactly. Since I've been to Greece, I'm a Greeaboo.
Okay.
I grew up my mustache. Everyone calls me George. Like, that's it, bro. Seafood only. I don't give a fuck.
Like octopus on the menu every fucking day.
I used to like always be like Greek people was like, yeah, I'm Greek. I'd be like, okay, you're Greek, bro. I don't care. Now that I've been to Greece, I'm like, bro, better tell somebody you're Greek. Look at this place. Like I was obsessed. Like I really did love it, you know? And it's sometimes I've gone to places where I've had a connection. I've gone to a place like I've been to Japan or I was, and I'm sure if I went to Australia, I would feel that I've been to LA and I'm like, oh, this is a place for me. I like it. Or I've been to Texas. I'm like, this is a place for me.
I like Texas.
When I was in Greece, I wasn't like, this is a place for me. I felt like a visitor, but I was like enamored by everything. I loved it.
What'd you enjoy? Like in
the weather, visually.
That is beautiful.
Visually, like everywhere, like the water, like I in Corfu, like the boats looked like they were floating instead of being on water. It was just so insane. The history.
I know what you're talking about.
The history was amazing. I had fucking, I had like Fredo espressos everywhere I went. I loved it. I was really like loving the Greek, all of it, and I was like obsessed with food. So every single mission I went on was to go to a good restaurant, like a solid restaurant. And that's everywhere we went. It was just about going to a good restaurant, giving him my list and trying the food. And yeah, I just always was like, now that I'm back, I'm like, oh, I get it. I get being proud of. And I got one tourist Greek shirt where it's like this shirt is for a Greek man who lives in Greece. You know, it's like the t-shirt and it has like the little knit. It's like, there's no buttons, but it has like a little V type thing.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't be able to describe it. It's like a tunic almost.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like,
yeah.
And it's like light blue and white. And
you got one of those?
Yeah. I was like, I want Greek shit. But you know what I hated? And this is what I didn't like about Mykonos. What I didn't like about Mykonos was
the gays. I know where you're going with this. Listen, it's 2022.
Yo, I have
you gotta get over this.
I have the mustache, and like I was wearing like a cut sleeve, and this guy, one of the waiters was like, "Oh, where are you from?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm from Montreal." He's like, "Oh, I know a lot of gay people in Montreal." I was like, "Oh yeah," and he was like, "Are you gay?" And I was like, "No,
I am today."
I was like, "No, I'm not." But then I walked in and I looked at my girlfriend. I was like, oh, you weren't there. And the guy asked me, I was it's got to be the mustache. The mustache, I feel, is just coming off gay. I want it to come off like fucking George. And I'm coming off like I am fucking George.
I'm coming off as Jorge.
So I was like, I wanted Greek shit. And Mykonos was like, it was very unbecoming of the tourist areas of Mykonos. I didn't realize Mykonos had this unspoken beef with Ibiza.
With everyone.
But like, there was like shirts in Mykonos that were like, Ibiza, Mykonos fucks. Ibiza doesn't fuck. And I'm like, what is this dumbass shirt, bro? I was like, don't even talk. I don't care about that. I'm here with you right now. We don't need to talk about Ibiza.
I have zero interest in Mykonos. Zero, because I love relaxing.
And my buddy Andy was like, let me know next time, I'll give you the islands. He's like,
yeah, dude, you can relax, go to the beach, and these like in Crete, there's an area, Elafonisi, where it's the waters that teal see through. You can see through it, and it's, bro.
I had special recommendations for Crete, but I didn't go. But he's like, if you're going, here's what you get.
Oh yeah, he's from, I think, his family, because his name is Milonakis.
Yeah.
He might be Cretan.
Yeah. What I didn't like about Mykonos also was like, I wanted to get Greek shit, and
That's what I'm talking about.
What is that, Halifax?
Fucking yeah, West Virginia, bro. Yeah, the sand is pink. There's
beautiful.
Something. Yeah, it's just
beautiful. You see, but it doesn't capture. You look at pictures. People are like, I've seen pictures like this a million times. But when you're there, and like that's why I didn't want to come back and be like, "How's Greece?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, it's beautiful."
You
it's
can't
like, shut up.
They have to see
exactly.
It. They have to experience it. Plus, just that Greek survive. Just the fact that you were going out there getting Freddos everywhere is hilarious.
You know like so funny? I went to get shirts, and everywhere you get, it was like so nauseating. Every fucking place is like they like want to pander to you.
Yeah.
So I wanted like a Greek shirt. Like
no, we get you. American, love the Greece. And you're like, no, that's not what I want.
So instead, they're giving me like a shirt with like Leonidas from 300. And it says like, Opa, bitch. And I'm like, that's not what I want. Like, I want what the guy who works here, I want his shirt. I don't want the fucking 300 t-shirts that they're pushing.
Opa, bitch, and it's Leonidas.
It's like shit like that. I'm like, that's not where I was at, though. You know, I wanted the real deal. But next time I go back.
Yo, how was when you got back? Did you have trouble at the airport?
The airport's so ugly here. I like got off the plane. I have Nexus. I like flew out, and then I go there and I stand for 45 minutes waiting for the bags.
That's what I'm only taking carry on. I said, fuck it. If I need something, I'm gonna buy it in Greece. I'm not doing this shit.
So I went to Halifax recently, and I just brought a carry on. It was amazing. I was there for 2 days, but I could do a week with this bag, and I'll push that week with this bag. So I went with the bag, and when I got back, I'm like, great, I'm just going to grab my shit, go through security, and I'm out. And like, they're on the fucking thing. They're like, yeah, we have to wait at the gate for an hour and a half because there are other planes here. And I'm like, why are there other planes here, bro? How many people working in there to make sure there's not other planes here right now? But apparently not that many people are working. I have a buddy who said that there was like 800 employees at Air Canada before the world got weird.
Yeah.
And now he's like, there's like 250. Yeah. And I have a friend who's like, who was retired, and they called her like, will you come back out of retirement for a little bit to work and train new employees for less pay than you've ever been paid before? And it's like, no, I won't.
I that's the other thing, is they're not willing to spend. And I see them because they're panicking. They're always like, we're going to the retired. And the retired are telling them, well, I'm retired. I'm like, I know, but the new crop are retarded. So trust me, we need you. And I get it, because everywhere, we only got lucky when we went in June. Like Mike brought the whole crew down to Atlanta to watch our buddy Olivier, the Canadian gangster, Aubin Mercier. He was fighting. He fights the Pro Fight League now.
Okay.
PFL, and he's in the finals actually. In December, he's going to fight for the championship and $1 million. Where? Which I think is going to get. They're deciding whether it's going to be in Vegas or in England. Okay. We want it to be in Vegas because it's easier for us to go there. Fuck yeah. Yeah. So when we got back, there was a whole mix-up that happened. Air Canada canceled our tickets. We ended up coming back in a private jet. How? Mike went crazy. Essentially, they canceled our tickets, and we're coming back on Saturday, and Saturday evening, Saturday 4 p.m., we had shows in Brossard. 2 shows, 4 and then 7, I think 4 and 8. So we couldn't not come back. But Air Canada canceled our flights. and said we can't do anything. They were bullshitting. They said it was the weather. There was nothing wrong with the weather. That it was in June. So we're like, what the fuck do we do? And then we started thinking. Mike's like, how much does a private jet cost? I'm like, I don't know anybody with a private jet. So then he reaches out to Andrew Schultz, who's the only guy that we knew would know what a private jet. So he hooks us up with like a private jet company. The price was like, what was it, like 40 G's? It was, bro, it was
like
absurd.
$14,000 an hour, I think.
And it was a 2.5 hour flight. So it was just an absurd. So Mike's thinking about it. He's like, it's a fucking story. Fuck it. So he gives him the credit card. So we came back. But that's when I saw that the other half lives differently.
Yeah.
Because we show up to a private airstrip. They don't want to know your name. Mike's like, I'm Mike. Like, we don't want to know. We don't want to know. Just give us the tail number of your flight. This is a private flight. We don't want to know who the fuck you are.
You could have brought Coke.
I only knew later. I should have brought guns. So we show up. They put us in the plane. They bring us to an airport next to Trudeau. Not the main airport.
I know this airport.
So I'm waiting. I'm like, okay, customs going to come in, check us, whatever. No, and they just check our passports. All right, you guys are clear to leave. And then we're in the street. The car comes and we go to the venue. But it's like, wait a second. I could have trafficked a human child.
Yeah.
I could have done anything I wanted. This is absurd. No mask,
You're like
nothing.
mad now. You're like, I should have.
I should have kidnapped children in Atlanta. But it's just crazy because they live a different lifestyle. You have enough money.
I love that you're like,
COVID
yeah, could have
doesn't
brought
exist.
Coke, could have brought guns, could have brought
Or
a
a
child,
human being.
and also didn't have to wear a mask.
But because you know what? Because Air Canada has that stupid thing where it's the rules. Everybody has to wear a mask. Yeah. No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
So funny. You go into the airport, like I had my mask, going like, man, I spent like a lot of time in Florida. And like, this is a lot of people are think I'm fucking completely retarded for this, but I have 5 boosters.
5? You don't have 5.
I can show you on my
5
phone.
total? Like you did 2 and then you boosted yourself 3 times?
I boost myself 4 times.
Why?
So I'm retarded. I was like, that's just the Jew taking over. I'm like, it's free. I already paid for it. Put it in me. I bought this. I bought it. I want what I bought.
Sir, you've taken too many. Try the leg. Try the leg.
They're not having theirs. It's paid for.
Yeah, I'm not
going
to pass up on this deal.
It was so stupid. I was traveling like to Greece and stuff, and I needed the booster, and I thought it had been 9 months, and then I got it, and then like they didn't have it on file, and when she refreshed it, there was one. She was like, in January. I was like, oh, I forgot I got one in January, and then I'm like, damn, I'm like a fucking idiot.
But you didn't have any. Nothing happened to you.
Like, I got COVID. I got COVID on my 4th booster.
Are you trying to tell me these boosters don't work? I didn't put 2 and 2 together yet.
Yeah, I did. I got COVID. I got the one time I got COVID. I was very sick for like 10 hours.
That's it.
And it was like gastro though. And I didn't think it was COVID.
Yeah,
and then some doctor was like on Twitter, and he was like, COVID's showing gastro symptoms now. And then the next day I was fine.
It's just the flu.
Yeah. But I take the flu shot every year also.
The flu shot I never took. I took I took it twice, the COVID shots, the Pfizer one in the beginning. Now I'm the only one. Everyone here has gotten it. I'm the only one that hasn't gotten it.
Yeah.
I'm fucking done.
People, I always see like, I saw now like on the news, like the vaccine companies are suing the other vaccine companies.
Did you see that shit? Yeah, Moderna's suing Pfizer.
Like, bro, I got 5 boosters. I'm fucking suing someone.
I got 5 and all I got was shit in my pants.
Literally, I deserve something.
Yeah.
I feel like.
They're suing each other.
You're gonna get paid. Like you guys got paid. Okay, your product is in my blood. I want money now.
Yeah, and it clearly didn't do what it was supposed to.
Yeah.
This is, dude, the funniest. I'm saying it's funny. If the guy's watching, it's going to hurt his feelings. The funniest booster story I ever heard was the guy at the restaurant, your favorite story. So this guy, bro, gets his 3rd or whatever, and like 3 days later, loses all of his hair. He starts getting stressed out, goes to the doctor. He's like, what the fuck? I took the shot and I lost my hair. The guy, and the doctor's like, yeah, it's probably because you're stressed. He's like, no, I'm stressed because I lost my hair. He goes to, but it's just so funny when he goes, it's probably because you're stressed. He goes, no, the stress came after. The stress came after the hair loss. And to me, it was so
he lost his hair?
He lost all his hair, yeah.
Yeah.
Eyebrows too?
And he had, no, but he had like, from what I understand, like steel wool hair. Like he wasn't balding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It just went like this.
Like he had hair, you know?
Wow.
Yeah. So it depends on your body. Like everything's different. It reacts differently. Like one of my friends came. She's a comedian. She came on the show last month, and she was like, I don't know if I should fucking say this. And then she just said it. She's like, yeah, I got a blood clot. You know, and I had to go and I was like, holy fuck. But the thing is, I got 2. I didn't even get side effects every time I got them. Like I
I
have
didn't
friends.
get sick either. I didn't get
They
sick.
got
or
sick.
anything,
Oh,
yeah.
for me, it just hurt the first time because I hadn't gotten a shot in so long, so my muscle hurt a bit. But I didn't get anything.
Same. That's why I went back 4 times.
But that's why that's why I keep telling it's different for everyone. Talk to your or see what the fuck is good for you. But I can't say it works. It doesn't for everyone because some people fucking can't handle it. Some people could.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get involved. I say do what you want to do.
I know exactly. That's where I'm at now. I was like, I felt like I should get involved earlier. I was like, come on, man. You're going to fucking debate every scientist in the world? And then I'm like, I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit.
I don't fucking care.
At this point, only thing I know now is that I didn't my like health history and all that. I didn't need it, but at the time, that's not what they told me. At the time, I thought I was gonna die if I don't get it. That's why I did it.
Yeah.
Now knowing what I know, and then when I see
and the fact that they're suing each other, it's like, bros, didn't you guys save the fucking world from
what
this
the fuck's
virus?
going on?
You want to
Yeah.
worry about the money from it? No, we all want money now.
all that, but it's gonna start happening. There's some cases of the side. There's some, I think in Canada too. Some people are getting some payouts. Because some people were really forced into it where they said, look, I'm allergic to this, I shouldn't take it. And because of their job, we're like, no, you have, like, people were so stupid. Some places were just going by the book. You have to get it. Even though people were telling, look, something in there I'm allergic to. And then they were having side effects. And it's like, you know what? You forced me, you coerced me because I was going to lose my job. Fuck you. Now that the world's getting back to normal, I'm suing you. And you know what? You deserve to get fucking sued if you force someone who ended up getting sick.
It was crazy because it was a time where everyone thought they were doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Everyone thought that they were standing up for the right thing. And when you think of like, society beefing itself or things like a dystopian future, you don't think where everyone thinks they're the good guy, where everyone believes they're doing the right thing and everyone thinks the other person is evil. Even. Yeah. Like we deal with such extremes now and it's so crazy that I'm fully like, things got to chill now. Like I remember people freaked about pronouns and stuff, made a big deal about pronouns, and we don't balance ourselves out. We swing to overcorrect. So everyone was going crazy about like pronouns and sex and gender, and then we swing so hard to the other side. It's like, someone like Jordan Peterson can slam dunk on that shit easily because it's just like,
it's too dumb.
We're petty about the stuff. Then it gets like so big, and then it's like we have like Trump in office, and then like we swing so hard the other way again, and it's like, it's fun to make jokes, and I don't mind it. Like, men are trash, and this is why men are trash, and it's fine. I'm not insulted, whatever. It's fun, and like men are trash. Swing so hard the other way, it's like we get an Andrew Tate. It's like,
it just swings.
This is what there's never like, let's correct. It's always like swing so hard back the other way to overcorrect it that we end up with these extreme people. And I feel like sometimes I'm like, everyone's extreme now.
Yeah.
Everyone's so extreme.
I like to explain, I like to tell people like about ISIS and shit. Like, well, you do realize that they think they're the good guys.
Yeah.
They think we're evil for wanting to be, like you have to, just because you think it's good, kind of step back a bit and be like, am I fucking with people?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to force anyone to do anything. When it comes to the shots, when it comes to their fucking orientation, all that shit, it's got nothing to do with me. This is you. I can't influence. You got to do your fucking thing. If I'm telling you got to put this in your body or you got to fuck that guy or fuck that girl or whatever, I'm overstepping.
Yeah.
Especially governments that get involved with that, you're overstepping. Let people live their life. Give them the information they need and let them make their decision. And some of this stuff isn't even decisions. Like, let's say gay, straight, or whatever. That's who the fucking person is. What do you want? Right. Anything I tell him, what the fuck does he care? That's who he fucking likes.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been a lot of... I don't know, I guess maybe being locked up for a while, I was like, man, people just get fucking vaccinated, we'll go outside. I was foolish to think that that's how it would play out.
Yeah, well, we were all foolish, because it's what here's the thing, we all, you're not the first person to say this, a lot of people say like, I was dumb because I thought this, I felt dumb too, but then I realized I wasn't, because the information they gave us is they lied to people. A lot of people, because they're so used to the conspiracies and shit, they were already, like, fuck that, they always lie, so they were kind of already on one extreme, so they didn't take any bullshit. But everyone else is like, they can't be they know what they're talking about. This was tested. Or this is gonna work. We just bought it. No one did it. No one started telling people to get the shot. No one took the shot because they were evil. They took it because like, oh, we're getting out of this. Later they realized like, wait a second, these numbers aren't adding up. Why did we let the old people die? Why didn't we save them, which we should have? Right? But we just wiped them out. The people that were in the most danger category, we didn't take care of them. We're fucking forcing the young kids. Why are fucking little kids who are not getting? Why are we forcing them to wear masks and we're fucking with them when they don't need it? They're not the ones at risk. Why are we fucking their lives up? Why? At the time it was just like, this is what needs to be done. This is what needs to be done. And then now looking back in retrospect, we're like, oh, we overreacted. We panicked. We just put a blanket on everyone. We're like, okay, everyone wears a mask. You do this. You can't see your relatives. You can't. And it didn't help.
The mask stuff is like at any point when you were trying to have a conversation, be like, yeah, like, you know, science and whatnot. And then you're like, but why do I wear a mask, walk through the entire restaurant, and then take my mask off sitting at the table? There were things like that where I'm like, we don't need to do the charades.
That's what I was like. This is theater.
Silly fucking shit.
I remember being on stage, and one of the first times when things opened up again, and I walk on stage, and I'm wearing the mask. That's what they asked me to, and then I take it off on stage, and I'm looking at the table in front of me, and I go, "Oh, thank God we have this to protect you, because right now I'm telling jokes, so we're all safe." It doesn't, and I was like, "This is lunacy."
It was,
but everyone's playing the game. Everyone's
People
just playing
going
the
back
game.
on planes. It's like you have to wear your mask on the plane unless eating and drinking. So everyone's like holding their water bottle with their mask down.
There's a fry hanging out of your mouth.
Just holding it. Yeah, exactly.
It's so stupid, but also I'm gonna take it off to eat. We're all trapped in this fucking plate. What do you think is happening here?
Yeah.
I hate the charades. That's all that I want to. I'll do. If I think it works, I'll do whatever I can to help people. But goddamn, bro, playing with me and then looking at me straight in the eye and telling me, no, this is gonna work. So on this plane, I gotta wear the mask. But if I'm in the States, I could take it off. Everyone makes fun of me if I'm. But there, it doesn't exist. Like Florida, when here we had lockdowns and curfew, and at the same time in Florida, they were all open, no masks. And then the news in Quebec, they were like, look at these animals. They're all gonna die. And Florida's like, you're a bunch of idiots. And I was like, how? What does it not affect Floridians? What the fuck's going on?
I was like in Montreal, and I'd like go to the grocery store. I'd get in the car. I look at my girlfriend. I'm like, so that guy, his nose was sticking out of his mask. What the fuck? And then like I go to Florida a week later. I'm like, let's take our masks off and pretend we're from Florida.
We're lunatics.
Yeah.
We all jumped into this theater, I guess, because of hope.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was hopeful. Like, okay, it's over now. We figured it out.
People got ill during pandemic mentally.
People killed themselves.
I know people. Yeah, exactly. And I know people that like we kind of lost them. And I don't know if their mind is going to come back.
I know a few people like
It was
that.
like 2 years, all up on Facebook, living it and doing it. And like once again, support system. I had family. I had like my girlfriend, my dogs. I had like a task, things to do. But like if I had nothing to do and I was just like collecting a check and like waiting for life to start and I'm reading these really fascinating, you
spiral
memes, conspiracy memes. Yeah, you get lost. And I felt like I lost a couple people. And it was just a weird time. I mean, I didn't lose mentally. I lost physically. I came out of pandemic being so fucking fat.
Oh,
but then I saw people that came out of pandemic really fit, and I'm like, you're ill too, bro.
Yeah, they played it different.
What'd you do? You did your push-ups and ran all day, every day during pandemic? When we all got a pass to relax, you got a six-pack? You're fucked too.
You know what I did is what it changed. Obviously, I got healthier because I was nervous. I was like, oh, I don't want to catch this and then die. I started eating differently. I started taking vitamins, and now I haven't stopped. Vitamin C every day because I was like, wait a second, let me put everything on my side because this is scary.
Yeah.
The whole world is shut down. So some habits are good, and the masks I don't even mind because I like the incognito of the masks, and also I don't mind the culture of like the Japanese. If you're sick, you wear a mask. I don't give a shit about anything. Wear a mask. I don't give a fuck. What I hated was the theater. The restaurant thing, like you mentioned, all that was pissing me off. Because, like, is no one seeing this? I feel like I'm in the Truman Show. Like, no one is seeing what's going on here.
Yeah.
How stupid
And I
this
didn't
is.
I didn't want to talk about a lot of that because, like, if I was just like, what's up with this fucking weird mask bullshit? People are like, oh,
you a white
fucking
supremacist?
Anti-vaxxer QAnon fucking dummy, aren't you?
You're a white supremacist, huh? Because you know who doesn't wear white? And like, what the fuck are you talking about? I saw them do that with the truckers too. There's like a Sikh guy, and he's like, "This I don't want the mandates." Like, look at this white supremacist. Like, the brown guy from fucking Bangladesh. He's the guy that are you all fucking crazy? He's there. He's like, the whites are supreme. That's the message you think he's conveying right now. You fucking idiots. We became very simplistic.
Yeah.
I guess it's easier that way.
When it was super black and white, we kind of stopped cheering sports teams. We started like cheering like for our politicians in a weird way. And
Which is nuts because they're the biggest cocksuckers.
Yeah, and I thought that was like the whole thing was never be a fan of them. Even your guy.
Your guy's never
your guy that you voted for and got it. Like, you're not a fan of him.
Your guy's his guy.
Yeah.
His own guy.
Yeah,
he doesn't give a shit about us.
Exactly.
Trudeau's the best example of that. Voted thing. Oh, he's young. He's going to hit. And then I realized quickly.
Look at his socks.
Yeah. And then I was like, fuck, he doesn't know what he's doing though. Fuck.
I had like this dinner. It was a couple years back, but he came to my house for like Jewish dinner.
Who? Trudeau?
Trudeau, yeah, and I have like a picture with him, and he's
He
like,
came over to your house?
Yeah, he's
uninvited. What are the Jews up to?
He's like, smells like Jew cooking. No, I think people were questioning where he stood with Jewish people.
Really?
So it was like you go and you have a dinner with Jewish people, and it's like, I don't hate them. Come on,
theatrical.
Right, as is everything in politics, you know. But he was nice. He was great. He came over. He was polite, and it was cool. And we had the prime minister over for dinner.
That's
and
crazy.
and there was pictures of it. And like TMZ reported, they're like, Trudeau has an epic meal. But at the time, it was like 2018. It was just like, yeah, I had a dinner with Trudeau, big deal. But now it's like, hey, yeah, I got 5 boosters. It's like, yeah, you did. You had fucking dinner with that Nazi.
Yeah,
we saw videos of it. This guy breaks bread with Trudeau.
The enemy. You probably got those
traitor.
boosters for free.
Exactly.
Like, you all get them. You all get them.
Exactly. And like I said that to my brother, I was like, oh, it's kind of cute a couple years ago when we just had the prime minister. I'm like, now we like, to some people, we break bread with the worst enemy to them. When it was just like, it was like a casual thing. And now it is.
What'd you feed him?
Some Jewish shit, all bad Jewish cooking. It's not
You
Greek.
did it on purpose?
It's not Greek food. No, we tried really hard, but Jewish.
Oh, I thought you were trying to fuck with him. You wanted to get a weird face for him and be like, I don't think he likes Jews.
Yeah, you know gefilte fish?
This guy's uncomfortable.
It's like, gefilte fish is like a hot dog, but fish. It's all the parts of the fish you don't eat, but like blend it up into like a fucking patty.
You tell him, look, this is what we do. Is traditional. We bring out a piñata of Hitler at the end. You gotta bat it away. It's like, what the fuck? These are all traditions. Trust me.
Yeah.
We're not fucking with you. These are all traditions. Just go ahead and tell your friends that you beat up a piñata of Hitler. I can't say this to anyone.
That's the funniest thing is like gefilte fish. Yeah, like right there.
Gefilte dogs.
Gefilte fish. It's like you have a gefilte fish and you're like, oh no, put liver on it. Makes it taste better. And that's fucked up. You're like, put liver on it to make it taste better? Terrible. People like brisket, though, but yeah.
Right now, are you mostly focused on the gaming? Like, is that where your energy goes?
It's funny. Doing the boxing thing got us some eyes. We did a documentary on my training.
Is that out?
Yeah, it's out now. I trained with a guy who was so funny. He's so funny. I always enjoyed his content. His name's Sam Hyde. And he's been like accused for allegedly being a Nazi or supporting Nazi groups and stuff like
actually, or it's because people that didn't like his politics?
Allegedly like donated like money to this website called the Daily Stormer, which was a Nazi. But like it goes.
Did he or did he not?
It goes deeper. Well, he's a guy that doesn't really give upfront answers. And in this day and age, if someone says like, "Are you a Nazi?" and you respond with something funny, like people will be like, Nazi confirmed.
Oh yeah,
But like then again, like he trained with me for my boxing match. We boxed every day.
And if he was a Nazi, he would have trained you to lose.
Not only that, but I saw him box someone else, and I thought he boxed me harder during training. And I was like, oh, maybe he boxed me harder because I'm Jewish.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
But he's so funny. He was great, and he's always doing crazy stuff. And he's been like blacklisted. He had a show on Adult Swim that got taken off for having
because of the Nazi shit.
Yeah.
Also, it was like I thought it was like a rumor. Okay, so you're saying like legit people thought, or
enough people thought of it that they acted on it, and he's like, is a really his. But
he's not a Nazi, like a.
I don't know.
We don't know. Yeah.
All I know is personally, like
he's cool with you.
He's cool with me. He's a friend of mine. He knows
I don't
I'm
think that these neo-Nazis could be friends with you.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think he would be. Yeah.
Yeah, plus I don't feel like I would meet a Nazi and be like, he's a pretty cool guy.
No, they wouldn't. I don't think they can't. They wouldn't be cool with me because I'm Greek. They wouldn't. They're really not cool. Like I've seen a Vice documentary of people that go visit them and talk to them. They're not open.
No,
they don't want to do this. Yeah,
exactly.
They're not willing, bro. They would have. Yeah, so I doubt that he's a Nazi if that's the case.
But I trained with him, and like he is a lunatic regardless, hilarious lunatic. And I did that, and then I did the boxing thing, and it got a bunch of views on the channel. And then we got a G Fuel sponsorship, which is like pre-workout for gaming. So we got this pre-workout for gaming, and like now it's like the world's come together because I stream, and I'll stream on Twitch, and I'll do that there, and then like we have G Fuel, and then I'm gonna make 2 epic meals a month for the next 6 months as part of our G Fuel deal.
Oh,
so
that's
like I'm
badass.
doing Epic Meals again because like, you know, we got a sponsorship.
Can you come up with your own, or are they telling you what they want to
I'm
work with?
hoping they do make other people's flavors. I am hoping that we get to make our
Oh,
own.
they got a Rick and Morty one.
Oh, they have so many collabo flavors. They have Rick and Morty. They have The Boys. You know the show The Boys?
Yeah, I know the show, The Boys. Yeah.
So like, yeah, they had like Temp V, the stuff that makes you a superhero. They had those flavors. Yeah, Elden Ring, Mega Man,
Elden Ring.
a bunch of other creators.
Oh shit! Crimson Tears. Poseidon's excited. I could tell you he's hard looking at this.
I'll bring you some. I have. Next time I'll bring. I got like infinite.
You got some of that Crimson
Literally,
Tear,
we
dog?
got the G Fuel fridge. They stacked it up with energy drinks, all these flavors and
So
stuff.
they're nice. It's a good company.
Yeah, I've always wanted to work with them, but like never hit them up or anything. And now I'm like, oh, it'd be cool. You know, maybe we make our own flavor. I don't know what
What's in this
flavor it'll
stuff?
be. What's in it? Don't care.
Like, I mean, is it close to like what the others like? Is it close to like the Red Bulls, like Taurine stuff like that, or is it different, like
Well, I
proprietary?
know their
shit?
drink isn't an energy drink. It has zero sugar. Or Red Bull is sugar.
If it's zero sugar, I'm already down.
Yeah. The cans have that, and the other ones is zero sugar. It's like a pre-workout. So
It just jacks you up.
yeah, it's you know, supposedly improves your focus and keeps you hydrated and all that stuff. But I always knew of G Fuel, so I'm like, you know what? Like, it's cool. We have a G Fuel thing. We're gonna do something with them. We have this the Zach King Mr. Beast giveaway next week. So like, cool stuff still comes up.
Mr. Beast, you're the second person talking about that guy. Chris Ramsey was the first. You're the You know Chris Ramsey?
Sounds familiar.
He's a good dude. He's a magician and act. He does like he was also acting too. He's actually not too far from here. He's big on YouTube as well. He's the first person because he was doing that YouTube. I think a month or 2 months ago there was like that VidCon.
Yeah, VidCon. Yeah.
You were there?
No.
He was there. And
I
then
normally go. I didn't go this year.
he was talking. He's like, oh, and then Mr. Beast. I was like, who the fuck is Mr. Beast? He's like, you don't know Mr. Beast? He's like one of the biggest YouTubers, and he was saying nice things about him. And then you're the second person now. You bring him up again. Apparently, he's a good dude.
You don't know
this
about
guy.
Mr. Beast at all?
No, I
Mr. Beast
heard
is
the
like
name.
the biggest YouTuber that's ever existed.
That's what he told me. He showed me a video of him saying, he was saying one word over and over for like hours or
That's
something.
how he started. He said,
Yeah,
I'm
he
going
was
to say Logan Paul 100,000 times.
Yeah, that's what he was showing me. Yeah,
And his
he-
first videos, he said Logan Paul 100,000 times. Now he's like, his YouTube videos cost like $3 million to produce.
What does he do?
They get like 85 million views. He does like Squid Game.
How old is he?
Recreates it.
Oh, I've heard about
He's
this
24.
guy.
Yeah.
Good for him, bro. He's a fucking kid.
He's
Good for him.
planted like 20 million trees on Earth. He has a Mr. Beast Burger, like a fast food chain. He is like one of those ultimate type of people
Good for
that
him.
are just always going to be on the quest to do more and make shit happen. You ever have Abba and Preach on here?
Yeah, I've been on here a couple of times.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watch them all the time.
Yeah, we're friends. They're good.
But I've actually been watching them for like a couple years now.
Really?
And like now, like I watch them and I used to click their videos and like, yeah, they would have like 100,000 views. Now they're like, they're getting their dues.
Yeah, it
Like,
takes
yeah,
a while,
totally,
but they're
but
kicking ass. Preach everywhere we go, even Atlanta. Dude, Atlanta at the fight, the security guard walking by and he goes and fist bumps Preach. And I fucking everywhere we go, Preach is getting fucking recognized.
Yeah. I'd be hyped to see them too. Even like, you know, like
You know how sometimes you see people and you're not sure, like, are they cool? They're real? Who you see, that's who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have like in the comedy community, let's say here, like my friends, like I have my friends. It's a very small circle. They fit into it because of who they're legit. They're real fucking dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't sugarcoat it. They're who they are.
Yeah.
They're nice and they're honest. That's they're the coolest fucking dudes.
authentic.
They're
Yeah,
authentic.
Definitely.
That's
And you
the-
can tell that. You can tell that. I watch some YouTubers and like just having met YouTubers, people will go on screen and I'm like, I can't believe you fucking believe this idiot.
You could tell.
People
There's a
say
filter.
shit. And like, actually, like, I would say one person that I notice gets it a lot, but I'm like, I believe in his authenticity. I don't know if you know Hassan.
Piker.
Yeah.
I hate that guy.
Yeah. My friends come over and they're like, no, Hassan, please.
Yeah, I hate that guy.
They're like, yeah, they hate him. They don't. And I'm like a fan. And the guy that I trained with, Sam,
He's friends with this guy.
no, it's his nemesis.
Oh,
Nemesis. He despises him. He went and did his boxing match, a heavyweight boxing match. And when it was done, he was like, I want to box Hassan. And he's like, and I'm going to kill him.
I
And
would
the
if
guy-
he would
the
let
guy
me
was-
box him. I would box this motherfucker. I don't like this guy.
The guy was like, you kill him in boxing ring? And he said, no, I'm going to kill him in real life.
That's a bit excessive.
That's the guy, but that's the guy I'm telling you about. That's how he gets canceled. That's his humor.
That's why. Okay.
A live death threat, which I would never do.
Yeah, just in case.
But I
don't want this guy. He doesn't deserve to. He hasn't done anything to die. But I don't like him or his fucking cousin. I don't like him.
Sank?
Yeah. I don't like these guys.
How come you hate them so much?
I've seen so much. First of all, his cousin, for the longest fucking time, was denying the Armenian genocide. He's talked a lot of shit. I don't like that stuff. Hassan, every time I see a video, maybe it's out of context, but it's always the most nonsense full wing. He goes on the wings. It's either going to be super left, like crazy shit that real left-wing people don't believe in. It's like extremist nonsense. Then I don't like. It's all. I find his takes, communist shit, and then he talks about fucking communism. How everybody should be communist. Fucking guy is the most capitalist person. Yeah, you're gonna fucking find online.
He has a very nice car and a very nice house, but he's like, just tax me more. I'm down with that. But I just find he's in a difficult position. It's very easy. I look at Andrew Tate and I'm like,
him too. He's another extreme.
I know. I'm like, that's easy. Going on Twitch and being like, if you want to fuck girls, get a Bugatti. You could fuck any girl you want and never let your bitch do anything without you because you own her. And I'm like, that's easy. When I was 15,
Are you quoting Poseidon?
I was like, that's the shit, man. If I'm 15, I was like, this guy's fucking on a level. He's saying what no one else says.
I want a Bugatti.
Exactly. Like, and then like, I'm like, that's an easy stance. I find Hassan is always discussing from like a difficult stance, Vosh also.
Who's Vosh?
He's right there. But I get this right here. This is my.
Hassan talked shit about my boys Abba and Preach.
They destroyed him though.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's what I'm telling you. I don't like this guy.
I had friends send me but I watch both of them.
But same thing. That's what he does. I've seen clips where he'll do that. It'll be a normal argument. Like someone will say something and then he'll be like, oh, he's fucking a transphobe or shit like that. What are you talking about? Just argue the point.
Yeah.
Why is it you lose it and right away the guy's a Nazi?
Going live for 8 hours on Twitch, you speak a lot, and then sometimes it's like you were part of a conversation from whatever it may be.
Granted, I don't go live for 8 hours, and I don't live his life, but the stuff that I do see of him is very much that extremist position of if we disagree, I don't mind disagreeing. I love disagreeing with people because that's what life is. We can't see everything eye to eye, but you're never going to be a Nazi to me because we disagree. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm the Nazi if I do that.
Abba and Preach, they had a couple of videos with him, and it was just like, I love when my worlds collide. I watch Creator X, I watch Creator Y, and then something happens and they're doing something, and I'm like, oh shit, like.
But Abba and Preach put him in his fucking place.
They really did. They are. But
wait, are you saying he's like a nice dude in real life? Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh yeah, he's a nice dude in real life. Yeah, he's chill in real life. Is
this like a persona?
No, I was just saying people look at him and they don't think he's authentic. Like my friends are like, this guy's bullshitting. He just doesn't actually believe that. I'm like, no, I feel he does. Yeah, I think he does believe that a lot of the stuff he says. But he's just like, I think from his position, the things that he'll discuss are they're few and far between people taking his position. Plus, you don't really see like hot girls crowding around a guy talking about stuff like this necessarily.
I think he could pick up chicks. I don't think.
Oh yeah, for sure. But like like this right here is a lot of people that are different ends of the spectrum.
So there's
my YouTube recommended is like confused. It does not.
So
know
these are all
am.
different like leanings.
Well, he's just like he's a streamer. Vosh is political. XQC, you know him?
No.
This guy's the biggest Twitch streamer. He's from Laval.
Oh, really? He's
huge.
Oh, nice. Good for him.
Huge, big deal. And you should see him. He's up there, and he's so Montreal French Laval, and he's like on a chair, like, and it's looks like he's jacked up on Adderalls, and he's like rocking, and he's like fucking talking like a mile a minute in like this Quebecer accent.
Good for him.
And like I put him on, I'm like, feels like home.
Yeah,
I'm
good for him.
listening to a fucking weirdo on the metro right now, like next to me. But he kills it. He does like crazy hours, streams all the time. Sam Hyde, who I trained with, that picture is him. He did a TED Talk. But like
Sam
completely,
Hyde?
yeah, but he completely bullshitted the whole
Dressed
thing.
like a Roman soldier or something?
He did. He was completely bullshitted
funny.
the whole thing. It was insane.
And I know.
Yeah, but like my YouTube feed is so confused about who I am. It's all over the place, but I like to switch it up.
Good.
Yeah, I like to switch it up. I don't take in one person and whatever. And like, there's a guy, Moist Critical, who when he has it there, he has his mouse is on him right now. When that guy talks about something, I'm like, I want to hear what he has to say. When Abba and Preach talk about something, I'm like, I want to hear what they have to say.
Yeah. What does this guy do?
Moist Critical?
Yeah, it's the same thing like Abba and Preach. He has like those videos where he discusses something.
Yeah, he'll sit down and talk about something that happened or something maybe not even current. He'll see something that happened 6 years ago and he'll want to talk about it. All of his videos look like that. It's just him chilling there.
I like those videos. I like seeing people just sit there and talk.
You know what? My YouTube videos, you know what I like? It'll be something like, this video game, Daikatana from 1997, my in-depth review. And then it's a guy reviewing a video game I never played from 1997.
I watch those.
But for 4 hours.
Yeah, I watch those. They're super long.
Yeah, I do that too.
But I fucking love it.
Me too.
And they go through everything and they'll be like, at this time, they weren't able to do this technologically, so we did this. And I'm like, this is amazing.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
My buddies come over, they're like, no Hassan, please. No crazy right-wing dude. And no fucking 4-hour game documentary.
Me, it's the political stuff that started pissing me off. It's not just Hassan. It's anyone that gets too political.
Yeah.
I start getting frustrated.
Because you're like me, you automatically like, you think they're a grifter right away. You're like, oh, you're just trying to prey on people because people are easy to rile up now. And
I like to ask questions on either side. I love that, like finding out. But if I feel like it always goes to political, I can't. I'm like, okay, guys, like we have to take responsibility. Talk about your shit. Like I don't care what the politicians say. I don't like any of them. That's what people don't understand. Is I don't trust any politicians. Right, left. I don't like any of them.
I say stuff like that, and people
they get
sometimes
mad.
people also be like, oh, you're like, I'll say something, and they're like, oh yeah, would you see that on TV? And I'm like, no, I don't watch TV.
Yeah,
I don't
like any of this.
TV. Yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you, I don't want to fit into. You know why? Because it's a trap. There's no like the right and the left. They're all the extremes are fighting with each other, and the majority of people are in the middle, being like, "I want the government to leave me alone.
Yeah,
I would like some help here. That's what people want. That's where the majority lives. So why would I spend my time fighting with the minority that's just so much more vocal? Let them fuck each other over. Leave me out of it.
Yeah, I like to know what people are saying or how they think or what they're feeling about things. Because a lot of things happened that I was just like, damn, I didn't know people thought like that. Like,
yeah, there's some weirdness out there.
There was like, I saw like it was a white dude with dreads and like this black girl like slapped him up for having dreads in university.
That was here.
I don't know where it was, but it was a video and I was like,
this guy who got slapped, I think was in the States. I remember.
And I was like, oh.
That's
she
absurd.
said he can't wear dreads because that's racist because he's white. I'm like, that's racist to me.
It is racist.
And then I was like, I need to think on this because why would an educated person have a 180-degree take on what I'm thinking? And I remember this was like 2016, and I wouldn't say like that's when I became woke, but that's when I was aware of wokenings occurring. I was just like,
I don't know.
I sat down, I was like, I need to know.
Is that woke though? Because I feel like that's asleep. If you're
saying woke would be like you can't be racist to white people is a woke take.
That's absurd.
Yeah, and you saying that that's absurd, that's a based take. But
that's based.
This is what I understand. Of
okay.
It. If you just put it in boxes for a second, being woke would be like saying they them, and being based would be like no, it's he or she. Like that's just what I gather.
Oh, but I can't believe that fits in the same category as the you can't be racist towards white people because I feel like that, objectively, you could be racist towards anyone because you're being racist.
Yes.
The them thing could be argued if, look, that's what the person wants. Or I could see the argument there. But the other one is just objectively.
It's not my stance. Like my stance is way more than black and white. But like the take is like you can't oppress the oppressor. So how could you be racist to a white person? Compare the N word to the C word.
I don't have to compare anything.
Have you ever been bothered by someone calling you the C word?
Cracker?
Yeah.
I'm Greek. They don't call me cracker.
Hassan actually got banned on Twitch for calling a white guy a cracker. He got banned for 3 days.
Well, that kind of makes sense if it's such a stupid.
Anyways,
I don't want them. The truth is, I don't want him getting banned for that. I think it's dumb. But if they're going to say that you can't, like, if you can't call anyone anything racial or whatever, and those are the rules, I get it. The fact that them's the rules is a little weird. Like, let them have open dialogue, and then people will decide. Like, if you have open dialogue, and I hear you dropping M-bombs and you hate black people, I don't need to ban you. I'll know that you're not for me.
Yeah.
And I'll walk away. I don't need Twitch to say, Harley's a bad guy. No, I get it. It's not, that's weird. So I don't think they need to ban people for that. Let us see who they are.
Yeah, the thing with like when that kid had the dreads and the black girl was like, that's racist because you're white, and I was like, that's the complete opposite of what I think.
Yeah.
I like had to start reading. I had to go down this rabbit hole. I was like, why?
Does she think this?
Why would I think that? And my only logic was like, I've literally seen someone stub their toe and been like, fuck. And I'm like, let me see. And I look at it and I'm like, it's nothing. Shut up. But it doesn't mean that there's something there. They stubbed their toe. It doesn't mean that there's going to be blue. So I'm just like, okay, I'll go read into this. So like I'm reading and I'm going to like the other side. And like I come back and I'm like, I understand where she's coming from. I'm just going to say that. I can't relate, and I can't say I could fully understand because I'll never understand because I'm white. Even though I'm Jewish, no one's like, it's a Jew, I don't have a kippah on, I'm just a white guy. So fine, I understand that. But like, now we have to go deeper. I'm not going to be like, it's racist if he has it. However, I understand that some people find it racist. So now as a white guy, do you really want dreads? I've never looked at a white guy with dreads and been like, fuck, those look cool.
Oh, of course. I know. They look like crackheads.
They look like fucking,
I agree with
they
you.
Look bad. So I'm like, if you want to do it, do it.
Yeah.
But also know, besides from the fact that you look bad, some people might be bothered. So if you want to do it, I don't think anyone can touch you or push you or slap you or even outright call you racist to your face because, you know, it's...
First of all, if he was racist and he thinks that's black culture, he wouldn't be embracing black culture if he didn't like it. There's that. Also, we did it. Ancient Greeks had dreadlocks. The Egyptians had it. Yeah. And no one's... I'm not doing it because it would look stupid on me, but my people did it.
I did, and I came out about this, but I did blackface.
Yeah, we were together. It was a great party.
I didn't know.
No whites. I remember it was a weird theme.
It was 2002. And I went to a party dressed as Shaq. And I painted my whole self black. And
Body?
Everything. And I wore a Lakers uniform.
Hold on a second. How did you get it? Like, what did you put on your body to get it off after? Like,
I just showered a lot. I looked like I was tanned a bit for a couple
while.
days. Like,
what was it? What'd you use?
Makeup. Like face makeup for Halloween. So it was all over my body. And
2002. So you did it. You did it even before Jimmy Kimmel.
I did it at a time and I can't stress this enough. Like I never heard the term blackface.
Yeah, at the time, in the early 2000s, this didn't exist.
Won number one at the Halloween contest. I literally got Habs tickets.
Yeah, I know.
I got 2 Habs tickets for winning best costume. No one knew. And like even when like the prime minister did it, and like it's fucking weird and wacky, I bet he didn't fucking know.
Oh, he wouldn't have done it if he knew how.
I didn't know, and like I apologized for it, and it was like weird, and I have a picture of it on my Instagram, and it was like such a thing that at the time I really had no idea, and now I'm like, I understand if you find this weird. I'm never gonna do it again, and I'm not gonna fight for it. I understand that like if someone's like I saw people will say like my culture is not your costume, and like don't wear a sombrero and say you're Mexican for Halloween. Okay, whatever. I don't know. I saw a guy dressed as a rabbi on Halloween with the tornado sideburns and everything. I was like, hey,
Phil
I wasn't
did
offended. Yeah, but he also had a jar of pennies. And I was like, maybe the jar is too much.
The jar is where it gets too much. But Phil had dressed as a Hasidic Jew, I remember, and he looks like it. Like Phil, no one knew. They were like, what's he doing here? He's like, that's a costume. Like it looked very good. But I'm with you on this. Like for stuff that didn't exist, you can't use today's context and apply it to something when the context wasn't around. I hate it when people that is extreme.
For things said, actions, like if it's like you sexually assaulted someone in 2010, it's like, sexual assault was never good. But if you were like,
it was rock and roll
this
era.
Guy said this word or that word on Twitter in 2011, it's like, dude, you have no idea what 2011 Twitter was like.
You have no idea what 2011 life was like.
It was. We didn't know how loose we had it back then.
People think we're vulgar now. Oof. Like, I'm still vulgar. But there's people understand me more now.
Yeah.
So if you would just, and this happens now, it's funny, if just take someone that doesn't know me and just comes to see a set, if they catch the wrong time in the set, they'll freak the fuck out. They'll be like, what the fuck's he saying? But if you catch within context, there's no problem. And the best example I have is, I'm not going to, there's a girl, she's on the French scene, very big on the French scene. And she's more like, you'll consider her woke, right? So people always assumed, you're not going to, she's one of the people I like the most. On the scene, she's very, very nice. We get along. She's dating one of my friends. She had come. I was testing my jokes out in French, and she had walked in during like the second portion of my act, And she was like, oh, I fucking loved it. And she was like telling like all these things outside, and people sitting with me, other comics, like, what the fuck, man? You said some crazy shit. And then I even asked, I go like, I said some crazy shit, but the thing is she had missed the first half. So she had only seen the second half where I had already done that and it was done. And then she's like, no, all I heard was the thing about your dog and this and that work. And the other guy's like, holy fuck, what if she had heard the first half? So then a week later, another guy one of the guys I was talking at the table that hadn't seen the first half, saw me do the same bit, but he came in, so in between. So I set something up and then I do a callback. Now, if you don't know why I'm doing the callback, he walked in and all he heard was me yelling at a kid for being gay. And everybody erupted into laughter. And he's like, why are they laughing? This is crazy. So then after, he's like, how did you get those laughs? And then I explained the beginning. He's like, dude, I was so confused. He goes, I sat there and I go, what happened in this room? Like, all I walked in on was you making fun of a kid for being gay. And everyone was like, oh, this is great. This is great. And all context-wise, like, just getting that. So now that people, like, see me more, they understand where I'm coming from, and it's easier. But back in the day, I didn't even have to. Back in the day, you could get away with being super loose. I didn't have an explanation.
It was crazy.
Like, it's just what life is. Whereas now you need to have that context. All this to say, we did have it loose back then. We didn't know how loose we had it. I don't think there's anything really stopping us now. Like, I think sometimes people overdo it. Like, we can't say anything anymore. You can kind of say whatever you want. Just be clear so there's no room for vagary. Right? So no one can fuck with you by bullshitting. Just be on it. Be authentic. If you're authentic, you're going to find your lane. You know, that's my advice to people.
People are like, man, we can't, so many constraints. You're like, yeah, tell me about it. They're like, we can't even use hard R's anymore. And you're like, wait, what?
Dude, I'll use, is there, like, I don't know, I guess the N-bomb, the reason why I won't drop it though, like often, unless I'm in traffic, because it's different when it's something that I know, even in context. I don't want to make someone feel bad, because the goal is always to make people laugh. So I don't want to take a chance and make someone feel sad when the goal is to make people happy. So I don't want 90 people being happy and then 2 people being like, oh, does he not like us? Because it's not the case. But so that's the only...
That's a great example, like what I was trying to say with the dreads thing. Wear your dreads. And if you don't care about those 2 people, that's cool too. But if you think that like even just 2 people will be bothered and that's enough for you to not have like a stupid haircut that looks bad on you, let that be the deciding factor. So I
don't think the haircut and the N-word are the same. Like, I feel like...
Oh, yeah, no, for sure not.
It's such an overreaction.
Yeah, I think so, too. I think
looks
it's extreme.
goofy.
I think it's extreme.
That's his punishment.
Yeah. He looks goofy. Extreme. And I even think, like, they had, like, Katy Perry wore... There's, like, a little old... But Katy Perry dressed like a geisha for the Super Bowl.
She looked cool?
People... Yeah, it looked fine. People were offended. And then they went to Japan, and they were like, look what happened, Katy Perry at the Super Bowl. And they were like, oh, great. And they're like, oh, but do you know she got in trouble for this? And they were like, why? And they're like, well, can you guess? And I guess just Japanese people being smart. They were like, maybe because she's not Japanese. And they were like, yeah. And they were like, yeah, but we like people embracing the culture.
So I saw videos this guy was making, and I was sending to him online. He was going to a campus, and he's dressed like a Mexican guy, but over the top, sombrero, mustache. And people are like, fuck you, you're disgusting. All this stuff, right? He's like, why? Because you're wearing that. And then he would dress that way and go to Mexico and ask people in the street, and all of them were like, you look good. And they're like, yeah, we don't give a shit. And like, this isn't bothering you. And Mexicans are like, why would it bother? Like, this is how we dress.
Virtue signaling. People like...
He did in Chinatown. He was dressing Chinese. He had the whole... And they're like, oh, this is nice. Indian. And I was like, fuck, man. We're overreacting.
We do.
Because you keep yelling. It's like me being like, hey, you can't say that. The Jews are going to get it for the Jews. And then you're like,
we will.
Oh, I'm a Jew.
You're going on our list.
Yeah. Fucking Schindler over here. But then you're going to be like, no, that's fine. That's not what offends us. Yeah. Something else is going to... That's fucking perfectly fine. I don't like that. I don't like the people jumping in front of someone else being like, this retard can't speak for himself. I got it.
Yeah.
He's offended. It's like, no, I'm not offended. I'll handle when I'm offended, you'll fucking know.
Yeah.
I don't like when someone else jumps in.
And even the word retard, I know, is like a very special word to people. Like it's a line that's crossed. And one, not only do I identify as partially retarded.
I'm 100% partially retarded.
Yeah. So I'm comfortable saying that. It is also like, we say that word because it's like, who's offended? If you could possibly get offended by the word, you're not retarded.
Yeah, you're not retarded.
So what are you doing? You're having a battle for someone else? Don't.
Yeah.
Don't even get involved. Like, it's like that. The one thing about that word is just like, I'm like, yeah, like, you know, I'm retarded. I've been retarded my whole life. And like, if you're like, don't say that word, it's like, it's not you. We're having this conversation. You know what I mean? It can't be you. And I also like think about like Like I say that word because there's like so many things that
I historically, me growing up, retard was everywhere. Like I'm a retard. My friends are retards.
And I'm not stuck on the old ways.
No, I'm just saying
the F word derogatory to gay men. I never say that
anymore.
On
camera.
Exactly. Or in the Xbox party chat, Call of Duty pregame lobby.
I never had it.
That was a word that.
Yeah. But I never had it in the chat stuff. I never had it because I didn't know them. But we always use it for. Like we used it. We're not children anymore, but it was always, it never had any sexual connotation to it.
No, it would be like, my dad's not letting me come out. You're like, yo.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally.
It was never something like, I touched a dude's butt. It was never associated with that. So when it started in culture being associated directly with that, like it's homophobic, I was like, but I haven't met the person in my life that's using it that way.
No, exactly. It was never like that. But I was just like,
it was always for annoying.
Yeah, that was one where I'm like, okay, I don't need it. It was once again a word where I'm like, if like the people that would get bothered by it, I'm like, I don't need to bother you. I don't need it. It's not important to me. It's fine. But
this was gonna tell you about Mike. You're gonna fucking love it. Years ago, he was doing a show in English. I think it was at the Nest, and he was saying something, and he used the word retard. He gets off stage. There was a person there, I think it was a woman, who goes to him like, you use the word retard, that's offensive to me because my son's a retard. And then Mike was like, but that's what I never called your son a retard. That's worse. So Mike was like trying to rationalize it.
Yeah.
What? I remember the son was talking about the retard thing. Yeah, it was Mike.
It was my mom.
But he's like, my son's a retard. It's like, I think out of the both of us, you're the one using it wrong.
Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
Me. But there's always this type of person.
Yeah, like I would never call your son that.
Never.
In a billion years.
That would be horrific.
Yeah.
But for me, it's horrifying to even think about calling a kid calling him. I would never. But for you,
I did that literally for 15 years. I was an integration aide. I worked with special needs kids at the Y. And like, that's what I did. Like I volunteered it. I did it as a job. I love a lot of those people that I met. I would never in a million years
break their hearts.
Say that, but like my buddy who's like stoned, half passed out on the couch.
He's
like,
retarded.
You look retarded right now.
Yeah. It's a great word. So teaching, did you feel weird giving it up completely?
When I first taught, it was like students were going into grade 7. I taught the 7th grade, and my final year teaching, it was the year before Epic Mealtime. They were graduating because it's only 4 years high school. Yeah. So I saw one group of kids go from 7 to 11, and I was like, I understand the beauty of being a teacher. There is like, people are like, you don't do it for money, you do it for a sense of fulfillment. You do.
You got it.
You do, and I understood that. But like, it wasn't my dream or my passion. And even when I went to university to become a teacher, people would be like, why do you want to be a teacher? I'm going to be a teacher because my grandmother was and my mom was, and I love it. And I have the scrapbook of what I was going to do as a teacher ever since I was a kid. And they like ask me, and I'm like, I feel like I could be pretty good at it. I don't know. But I wasn't passionate. Everyone in my program was very passionate. And that was the biggest deterrent because I was like, I shouldn't be here. Everyone cares so much. I don't care. But when I did it, I liked it.
You saw why they cared so much.
I saw why they cared when I did it myself. But I still, working on set around production was always the dream. So I had to commit to that. So I never looked back. But, there are days where like I don't have anything to do and I live near a school. I'm like, should I just go fucking give my CV in? I'd be like, let me know if you need a sub.
Oh, that'd be ridiculous.
And just like substitute teach just for the shit of it. Like just like that.
That would be fucking fun.
Yeah, it would be fun, I think. I think it would be interesting,
You're not stressed. You're doing
like,
it 'cause
he
you like
fell
it.
off. He's back to fucking teaching this fucking guy.
No, actually, it would be the funnest thing. No stress.
I think it would be
You're already
fun,
doing
yeah.
your thing. You're just going because you like it. That would be
exactly.
fucking crazy.
I thought it'd be interesting. Plus, there was nothing more musing to me than being a teacher. I used to sit there and then on my break, I would write like a million jokes, concepts, skit ideas, movie ideas. It was just being around like youth is super musing. The things they say,
because you see them thinking differently,
what they prioritize, what's important to them. It's just so gets your brain backwards and like shook up that it's like shaking a snow globe. Like all these new ideas and stuff are around. And I was like, I'm not around kids like I used to be now. I'm like, maybe it would be musing, maybe it would be.
I think it would.
Interesting. Yeah.
And what's next creatively? What's one of your plans?
So we do Epic Meal. Actually, I have a podcast. We just recorded the first episode.
What's it called?
We chose the name Binge Eater.
Okay.
So it's not out yet, but we just recorded the first one, and then we're going to release it and do it weekly. And it's just a little food related because literally everyone just wants me to do food stuff. My fans.
Yeah.
So I do a little food thing, and then we talk about whatever. I'll be like, I'd be like, Harvey Weinstein smuggled milk duds into prison. So crazy. Food. Anyways, man, 2022, you could suck your friend's dick and not be gay. When I grew up, you couldn't suck your friend's dick, you'd be gay.
You'd stare at him too long, you'd be gay.
Yeah, now it's like you could suck someone's dick and be like, I'm not gay, I tried it. And everyone would be like, we believe you. Back in my day, if you like your knuckle brushed a dick walking in the hall, you're gay forever. And then, things are different now. And like, it's like,
and then someone's like, what was that podcast about? Milk duds.
Yeah,
Sneaking milk duds into prison.
It's about food.
Yeah. It's a food related podcast.
Yeah.
I heard knuckles and penises. You're not listening, bro. It's about food.
Knuckles and penises. Yeah.
All right. So that's coming out. When is it officially out?
It's supposed to be out next week. It'll be out on everything.
Perfect time. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be out on everything. But I'll let you know. You got to come by
whenever the fuck you want.
An episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm only away for 2 weeks and then I'm back in.
Yeah.
All this can be put. Look, I put all your stuff. All your links are in the description, and on YouTube, I put those. I learned how to use the annotations, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Click. So, give me the link to the podcast too, because this goes up at the same time as your podcast comes out, so they can link to it directly. Podcast fans are gonna love fucking podcasts.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna meet again. When I come back, I'd like to schedule you to come on 2 Drink Minimum with me and Mike. I think you're going to have a great fucking time.
I'm down with that.
We need to talk about you doing stand-up.
Yeah, I need help.
I got the best help.
Exactly, I need help. We could do something.
Oh, you got the best help, bro.
Workshop me.
Yeah.
Workshop me.
You got this.
Yeah.
Harley, I'd like to fucking thank you for being here, bro.
Thank you so much. This was awesome. I had a great time being here. Thanks for making it happen.
We've built this prison cell.